Hey y'all, K-Dog here, and here are 5 reasons why I think that TriStar's Godzilla is far superior to Legendary's Godzilla.
It's a little behind.
Chris! What the fuck do you want?
Hey, easy there, Spurgy Gonzalez. I didn't interrupt your Gojira Festivus, did I?
Actually, you did, but since your timing blows harder than Kamala Harris, what do you want?
Well, look, I know it's been a while, but I was thinking about doing another live stream, and...
Change of plan, buggin'.
Yeah, that video was way behind on my end. Did you hear what I said? That's cool. I was just saying that I could hear it. It was just a little delayed. I wasn't sure if it was delayed on your end too, but anyway, no. The stream don't shit itself. We are back, baby. Weaponized autism, roasting idiots and creepy ass people since 2023. Actually, no, it goes back further than that because we've been doing streams since 2021. Fair. And if Lucy, Harmony, Rachel, or anyone else wants to show up in the chat, fuck you. Well, unless you're not my mother or my exes, in which case, you're cool. Sorry.
I just realized that my mic was set to off in OBS.
Does that mean mine wasn't going?
No, yours was going. My mic was set to off in OBS for the first 3.5 minutes of the stream. That's okay, though.
We'll just introduce again.
Welcome to the show.
Weaponized autism. I'm the co-host, K-Dog. Chris is the main host. Roasting creeps and idiots and weirdos and stupid influencers since 2021, y'all.
Yeah. Anyways.
And we got a show for you today.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff lined up. Great. Now I'm going to double check this. Yes, my mic is set to on. I purposely set it to off for that little intro clip in the beginning because I didn't want to be talking over it. But that's okay. As I was trying to say earlier, I came down with I wanted to do the stream last week, but I came down with a really, really nasty cold post-holiday season, and it was just, I would have not been very pleasant to listen to.
Same.
Anyway,
we're back, y'all, and we're going to try and do this more regularly.
Yeah, I wanna start doing these bi-weekly, so every other Friday.
I can make that work.
And I know I want to live stream the next episode of Bottom of the Bin, so maybe that'll be our next stream for the year.
That's like a movie review thing.
Yeah, that's where I watch a terrible movie or an obscure movie, and then I talk about it, kind of vent about it. That's kind of what used to be the Chris Vent series.
Fair. If you need an idea of a movie for that segment, for that little mini show, try a movie from like the mid 2000s called Stay Alive. It's about people who play a video game and when they die in the game, they die the same way in real life.
I think
awful.
I think I remember seeing a trailer for that on a DVD sometime years and years and years ago.
Decker Shadow reviewed it along with Decker Shadow and the creepy long-haired guy, whatever his name is. They were
right. And I vaguely remember Frankie Muniz being in the trailer. So
wasn't he the guy in like Even Stevens or whatever?
That's Shia
No, actually,
LaBeouf. Frankie Muniz was in Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh. Wasn't that one dwarf actor who played a kid also in Malcolm in the Middle? I thought the younger brother was like a dwarf actor.
The only actors for Malcolm in the Middle I remember at all are Frankie Muniz and Bryan Cranston.
Fair. I saw a clip recently of the the younger brother coming in saying, "Mom, Dad, a Nigerian prince needs our help. He needs our bank information. In exchange, he'll give us $3,000. And it's like, buddy, that's a scam.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. He came in with the whole Nigerian prince, and it's like, well, first of all, that's your clear sign. That's a scam.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not being racist or weird or anything, but that's a scam, buddy. But I think that might have been the point of the episode, to not believe whatever you're told on the internet.
Yeah. There's a clip from Arthur, the old cartoon Arthur, where one of the characters like, you really think somebody would go on the internet and just lie?
My ex does it all the time.
I mean, the entire marketing for the Blair Witch Project was based on a lie.
Are you talking about the original film or the 2016 film?
The first one, where the only reason that movie was so successful was because of how it was marketed. Because it was one of the first movies to be sold through viral internet marketing.
Yeah. I think that came out around the same time as, well, it came out within the same span a few years. That we also got a movie called Fear.com with Stephen Dorff.
I think it was from that same time period.
Yeah.
That's still... the whole thing around that first Blair Witch still fascinates me, because people went to that movie actually thinking that they were watching the real life footage of the real final hours of a trio of college kids who got lost in the woods and never came back. And it's like, if you really think the families of those kids would have allowed that footage to be played in movie theaters across the globe, you are unironically retarded.
I mean, it's true. There's no way if I would have went to see it back then, I wouldn't have believed it was real.
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't the first ever found footage film. Found footage goes back as at least the late 70s. There was a movie called Cannibal Holocaust, and apparently it was so grotesque and realistic, I think the director was actually arrested and brought up on obscenity charges.
Yeah, he actually had to have his actors come to court to prove that he didn't just make a snuff film.
You know what? You know what also happened in a similar case? The production of Evil Dead. Apparently, Sam Raimi was also brought up on those kinds of charges because of how violent and grotesque Evil Dead was, and it was basically the same thing what you just said.
I don't remember reading about that, but that doesn't mean anything.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with how sensitive the MPAA, and other movie stuff was back then. Because back then, critics hated slasher films.
They still do.
And let's not forget when you said that Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th is literally a bargain bin Michael Myers.
Yeah.
He's literally the same guy, he just wears a different mask.
Yeah. But, one specific clip comes to mind every time I think about how people actually allowed themselves to be tricked by the Blair Witch Project. What's it, Lou?
You went full retard, man.
That's like, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
full retard.
the sequel, Blair Witch 2, also, it wasn't found footage, but that might have just been a direct-to-video release. I can't remember if it was theatrically released or not.
It was. There's a whole story behind that. It was supposed to be a different... It was supposed to have a completely different tone and a completely different feel, but it was one of those that was released by a studio run by greedy producers who thought they knew better than the director they hired to make the fucking movie to begin with.
Why does that sound like the Weinstein brothers?
I want to say it was released under one of the Weinstein Company's subsidiaries, but I'm not totally 100% positive on that.
Yeah, the only thing I have to say about Harvey Weinstein is fuck that creepy ogre.
The only worthwhile thing he ever did was let Tarantino cook.
I mean, Tarantino is weird. He has a foot fetish, but at least he's not that kind of creep. At least I don't think he is. But he's definitely sleazy. He's definitely sleazy.
Yeah, and he's got some takes that I wouldn't piss on to put out a fire.
Example...
He unironically thinks Bruceploitation movies are better than actual Bruce Lee movies. After Bruce Lee died, there was a whole string of movies being released in Hong Kong that tried to capitalize on his newfound his posthumous popularity by hiring Bruce Lee lookalikes. And it was like, Bruce Lee returns from the grave, and it's like...
That's insensitive as fuck.
Yeah, I'm amazed that his widow never sued any of those companies. But...
Shit, I frickin' would've. But I'm gonna be honest, if I had to choose between Tarantino and Bruce Lee, I'd rather hang out with Bruce Lee.
Tarantino just constantly sounds like he's on a massive cocaine bender.
I mean, he probably is. Like, you never know what those actors do, but Tarantino looks like someone who does coke on regular.
Well, that's how Robin Williams maintained his high energy in the 80s, was a lot of Bolivian marching powder.
Damn. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. But, that reminds me of a joke I made. I was gonna make in a future review. It was a movie called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and parts of it were musical. And there was this one guy who looked like the set's coke dealer, and then you hear him launching in a song and dance, and it's like, okay, clearly this guy can't be the coke dealer because he sounds like he just did it all.
Oh, now I'm thinking of that Dennis Leary bit where he's talking about how he was reading an interview with Keith Richards in a magazine, and at some point in the interview, Keith Richards interjects that kids should not do drugs, and Dennis goes, Keith, we can't do any more drugs because you already fucking did them all! There's none left! There's none left! We have to wait till you die and smoke your ashes!
Oh god, that's fucked up. That's just so weird. Wait, are you talking about Keith David as in...
No, Keith Richards.
Keith David? Keith Richards?
Keith Richards, the guitar player from the Rolling Stones.
Oh, I was thinking about Keith David for some reason. I'm sorry.
No, two totally different people.
But you know who Keith David is, right?
Yeah, oh god, yeah. He's got one of the most recognizable voices ever.
People say that if MonsterVerse Godzilla had a voice, he would be the voice.
Yeah, I buy that.
Yeah, Keith David is. I know I say this a lot, but he's one of those few Hollywood people who's definitely not creepy.
Oh god, yeah.
Like I said, we roast creeps here. We don't support them.
Exactly.
But yeah, Keith Richards. I gotta remember that. He says we can't do drugs, but we can't do drugs because you fucking did them all. I'm sorry, dude. That was just so fucking funny.
All right.
We have to wait. We have to wait till you're dead. Smoke your ashes. But anyway, first up, we got a trailer for the house. Like a few years ago, they remade the first House of the Dead. Now they're remaking the second one, and I didn't know, and I didn't know shit about it. So Chris said something to me before we started this.
Yeah, the announcement trailer for this just graced my Twitter timeline earlier this afternoon, and I went straight to YouTube to see if there was an announcement trailer, because there wasn't a trailer on Twitter. It was just a post saying House of the Dead 2 remake coming spring 2025, and so here we are. IGN has the trailer. Let's go.
And yeah, let's go. Oh, looks the same as the first remake.
Yeah.
Cheese bloodstains.
They should have done something along the lines of the Crash Remastered Trilogy or the Spyro Remastered Trilogy and just remade the first 3 games in a collection. $60.
Well, they couldn't redo House of the Dead 1 because Sega lost the source code for it so many years ago, and so the devs had to just completely rebuild the first game from scratch.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, rebuild the first 3 games from scratch and then sell them for $60. But that would have taken too long.
Well, yeah, because and with Spyro and Crash, they basically just took, just based on what I saw. I haven't played them yet, but it looks to me like or like the Tomb Raider remaster, where they took the original games and just gave them a fresh coat of paint and made them playable on current gen hardware instead of like rebuilding them completely.
Well, from my knowledge, the Spyro, from what I remember, the Spyro was fully remastered and rebuilt from the ground up.
Mm.
But it did look the same, so you're probably right.
That's kind of how I felt about the Resident Evil 1, the ports of Resident Evil 1 and RE0, well, like the RE1 remake and RE0, was that they put them in 1080p, they gave them widescreen support and current gen compatibility, but it's the same game I played back in whenever I had those games on the GameCube.
I mean, if you compare Chris and Resident Evil 1 remake on GameCube to the 2015 remaster, you can see a difference in his vest, like the way it is, but that's about all they did. They didn't change anything about the game, they just slightly updated the graphics a bit. But I didn't really see any difference from the GameCube version, because, well, I didn't play it on GameCube at first, but I did play it on Wii like years ago. And when it was on Wii, there wasn't really much of a remastering back then. It was basically a port of the GameCube version to the Wii.
I think when I did the Switch version of that game, I played in the original 4:3 aspect ratio.
Are you talking about when, like, there's the black boxes on the side of the screen?
Yeah. I want
Yeah,
to
that's
say
how I play it.
I want to
That's how I
say I
play it.
did it. I want to say I did it in 4:3. I could have done it in 16:9. It's been a while.
Well, when it comes to I play it. I play it with the 4x3 because when I run around a corner, if I'm controlling a character with the analog stick, it makes turning the corner easier instead of accidentally running back the other way I just came when screens change.
Do you play with tank controls or without? Because I always play with tank controls by default.
It honestly depends on my mood, but for the most part, I play with tank controls. But sometimes I'm lazy and I play with the analog stick with the remaster.
See the analog, the 3D controls for me with those types of games are just, it's just a pain in the ass because of you having to reorient the position of your stick. It's like when I played Scooby-Doo for N64 last year. That game uses a 3D control scheme, so if you've got Shaggy moving facing one way, and then you change camera angles, you then have to reorient the stick, otherwise Shaggy just goes off into the void.
Sounds about right.
That's a fucking migraine for me.
For the most part, I do use tank controls, and for the most part, I definitely use the D-pad when I'm playing Code Veronica on Xbox because, you try to use tank controls with an analog stick, it doesn't work as well.
No, I always use the D-pad for those types of games. I never touch the analog stick.
Yeah, about the only game I consistently use for... in the remaster of Onimusha 1, you can use the tank controls, but honestly, since you're gonna automatically run anyway in either version, it makes more sense to use the analog stick in that game. Especially since it's a hack and slash.
Yeah.
So it might as well be like a Lord of the Rings game. But that's something else we can probably look at on the stream. The Way of the Sword announcement trailer.
Ooh. If we have
Just
any
an
time,
idea.
if we have any time once we're done with the content I've already got lined up, let's definitely do that.
Works. That works for me. Speaking of which, let's get back to it.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! What a
Reload! 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 Reload!
what is this? The Raven remastered?
Do what?
Those freaking zombies that had like the bird masks on. Whatever those were, it looked like bird masks.
Yeah.
And I said, "What is this? The Crow remastered? I mean, the Raven remastered."
Yeah, those are the jumping enemies. Every House of the Dead game has those small jumping type enemies for some reason, and most of them have Freddy Krueger claws.
Reminds me of the Black Ops 2 Zombies map Die Rise, where they had these things called jumping jacks. Basically, they're the Nova crawlers from Black Ops 1 zombies and Kino der Toten, those weird crawling zombies that look like they could be lickers. But except instead of just crawling around, they literally jump from wall to wall, and they can teleport, I think.
Mm.
Yeah, every zombies game has to have some type of jumping enemy.
I think this game was... See, the remake of House of the Dead 1 was made in Unity. This is looking like it was also made in Unity.
Unity, as in the mobile game engine?
Well, it's not necessarily a mobile game. It's mostly for indie PC games. But I mean, it's a pretty universal game development engine.
Yeah, I was about to say, because for an engine I see mostly used on mobile games, this doesn't look bad at all.
Yeah. I mean, if it's not, as long as it's not another Unreal Engine 5 game, because a lot of games right now are using Unreal Engine 5 for some reason.
I wonder if the thing remaster is one of those.
I don't know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Oh, Headless Horseman.
Little first boss action.
That's cool. Kind of looks familiar. I think I might have played this at the arcade somewhere back in the day. Well, that was short.
Spring 2025. And I also love how they did not show Goldman at any point in time in this trailer.
Who?
The main bad guy of the game. His voice acting in the original House of the Dead 2, it's notoriously some of the worst English voice acting you will ever hear in a game. Like, go back and watch my playthrough of House of the Dead 2 on Dreamcast. And it's so...
Is it better or worse than original Resident Evil 1?
It makes OG RE1 sound like RE1 Remake.
Enough said.
And RE1 Remake has line deliveries like, "That was too close. You were almost a Jill sandwich."
Wow, what a mansion.
What?
Don't
what?
open that door.
What is this? Blood. Hope this isn't Chris's blood.
Well, you gotta understand. Did you hear the one I put in there?
Yeah.
Stop it. Don't open that door.
Chris?
But you also can take into account... Wait, what?
Chris? Stop it.
Chris, stop it.
It's like you don't sound like a maniacal bad guy at that point, Wesker. You just sound like Chris just keeps getting you with that, "I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you."
I always thought, if we're talking about the stop it when Chris is laughing at the tyrant, it's like, more like, sounds like, you sound like someone who just got their feelings hurt after Trump won. Stop it.
No, at that point, Wesker would be having a full-blown psychotic break that would have made him and RE5 sound rational.
7 minutes to play with you. Oh, good God, out of context, that sounds so bad.
Has it never occurred to you that this planet is overpopulated? Only a handful of humans truly matter. Everyone else is just so much chaff.
It's like...
Okay, Bill Gates.
When did Wesker turn into Blofeld from the James Bond movies?
Tell me about it. Do you hear what I said? I said, okay, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
The human race requires judgment.
Like, you're any better? Like you're any better, Wesker? I'm sorry, Wesker. You look like someone who would be on Epstein's flight log.
Ugh.
That's something we're not gonna... Okay, do not visualize that. Do not think about it. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That'll keep you up tonight.
What the hell is
At least
going
we're
on in
not
the city?
a weirdo.
Don't know, but it's very similar to the 1998 Curian case. That case?
This
Hear what I
TikToker
said?
Nice to know the voice acting has not improved much since 1998 or 2000, whenever the original House of the Dead 2 came out.
Definitely late 90s. Between late 90s and 2000.
Which is weird because that time period did have some great voice acting. Like, one of my favorite video games of all time in terms of voice acting, and I'm going to play it at some point on the channel, Thief 2: The Metal Age. That game has some of the finest voice acting you will ever hear, and a lot of it comes from the lead actor, Steven Russell. Not only voices the player character Garrett, he also voices a number of NPC guards and the main antagonist, Karis.
Huh.
Yeah, at some point in time this year, I would love to do a full playthrough of the original Thief trilogy, because they are just they're some of the best stealth games you will ever find.
You don't get a lot of those these days.
All right. So this next one, we've got a triple header of Atozy videos lined up. This next video is on, as we see on in the title, a TikToker who went bankrupt for e-fame.
Why does that sound so familiar?
It sounds too familiar because so many people do it.
It's fucking everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
You went full retard, man.
Yeah, it's fucking everywhere. But, yeah. Let's go.
This TikToker has destroyed his life with awful videos like this.
Grade 8, CBS.
This is Jermaine, and he has become slightly infamous on the internet for essentially doing exactly what we saw, over and over again.
Hey, rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
So he's a public nuisance.
And he just went from these countless stupid stunts to then later on pivoting to gambling vlogs.
I think public nuisance would be polite. And he wonders why he can't get a job anywhere. It's like, dude.
There's a whole trail of evidence why you're not going to be a good employee.
Yeah, that you documented.
It's like I mentioned earlier before, I think it was before we started stream, but like when EDP 445 was exposed, he couldn't find work anywhere because people kept finding out where he worked, where he lived, and trying to find, they kept finding out where he worked, where he lived, and they kept calling to places getting him fired. But his videos were basically gone at that point because, well, he was kicked off for being a fucking creep. But this guy, I don't know if his videos are still up, but there's literally a whole slew of evidence why he would not be a good worker for them.
Well, yeah, even if that TikTok ban goes through, I mean, people are on the internet talking about you. It doesn't look good, Jim.
It does not. Remember Mizzy?
Ugh. And the latest poster boy for fatherless behavior, Johnny Somali.
Basically. I'm sorry, but Mizzy, Johnny Somali, Jack Doherty, they're all freaking walking cancer.
I think that's being polite. But that's just me.
Yeah, that's not... Huh?
But that's just me.
Man, let's also not forget Mizzy's friends in the videos who basically, let's just say that every time he tried to talk, he kept getting shut down. It's like walking around with, it's like a pimple on his ass. Like, no one cares about you, no one wants to freaking scratch you or touch you. You mean nothing, so just shut up. Or how, I swear that's how Charlie described it.
No, that's a perfect description of the way Mizzy treated his friends, quote unquote.
Yeah. Didn't he go on Piers Morgan?
He did, and then he tried to pull the race card, and Piers Morgan basically told him, "Get wrecked, kid."
Get wrecked, cunt.
GFC.
GFSF, get fucked, stay fucked.
Yeah.
Or my personal favorite, FAFO.
There you go. All right.
See, yeah, let's continue.
He's essentially lost a decade of his life chasing internet fame in the worst way possible, and his decisions have left him bankrupt with nothing to show for other than hundreds of videos showing a mislead man chasing internet fame. Originally, as you just saw, his claim to fame was getting retail jobs and creating absolute chaos for his fellow employees to clean up. But naturally, that didn't last too long because he ran out of jobs and the internet got bored with it. But when that attention phased out, he became desperate again, and this whole time he's been vlogging on his YouTube channel. So he then started to share that he is an extreme gambling addict and has jumped from minimum wage job to minimum wage job, but was currently struggling to get a new job.
The only reason I have not found this guy's YouTube channel to roast him is because I would feel like I'm picking on the slow kid. And I was the slow kid, so...
Hey, so was I.
That's not exactly a cycle I'm in the mood to repeat.
Yeah,
Says the guy who roasted a guy who thought strawberry milk was non-dairy.
Yeah, I mostly kept to myself in high school. I was always very quiet. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought I was a weird psycho, but really, I just didn't fucking like anybody, and I wanted to be left alone.
Yeah.
But every high school is like that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Most of the people I went to school with, I couldn't rock with, because half of them were rednecks, and the other half were the, like, weigh a $105 soaking wet, shaved head, white gangsters who looked like Ed Furlong in American History X.
Is that where the guy getting stomped on meme came from?
I think so, yeah. I've never actually watched American History X. I've just seen, like, little clips of it. And I've seen still frames of Edward Norton.
Yeah.
It's not my type of movie, so...
Yeah, about 4 or 5 months ago, I watched this movie starring Robert De Niro, Edward Norton, and Mila Jovovich.
Ooh.
Apparently, Robert De Niro was playing like a cop having an affair with the wife or girlfriend of a convict played by Edward Norton. I don't freaking know. but if you want to talk about losers at high school, I already told you about how in the last year and a half alone, on the Macon County arrests and bookings, there's like 4 or 5 dudes I went to school with who got arrested for some pretty fucked up things.
Yeah.
Like, there was the one guy who was caught in possession of something very disgusting, and I tagged you in it roasting him, and he said, he's got at you for you disease. One eye looking at you, the other one looking for you.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's the same line I used when I roasted Cyrax's mugshot.
Probably.
Which I stole that one from Donut Operator.
But yeah, 3 of those... But yeah, 3 out of the 6 guys from school or from home I knew who got arrested, 3 of them, let's just say 3 of them wound up on the sex offender registry.
Sometimes it do be like that.
But it's just ironic how you can feel something's off about someone, and sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes years, but sometimes, eventually, something slips and your suspicions are confirmed. Because, like I said, that one guy with the lazy eye, I used to go to parties and he'd be there, and I thought, something's off. Flash forward 10 years. Oh, yeah, that's why. But, if in case anyone needed any more of a reason as to why I don't talk to anyone I knew in high school besides Lily and my sister-in-law. Yeah. But... every high school has those types, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's... What's that song called? High School Never Ends?
Yeah, there's a lyric that goes, and I still have the same 3 friends, but the only 3 people I knew in high school that I still talk to, well, besides Lily and my sister-in-law, you, Ryan, and actually, just you guys I knew from my senior year of high school. Well, I've known you since my freshman year. Holy crap, we've been friends for about 12 years, dude.
Time flies.
It does. But, yeah, I still have the same 3 friends. I guess I can apply to Lily, Ryan, and you, because I didn't talk to Kim that much. Though she did look out for me when I was a freshman, she was a senior. But, by the way, Lily, Kim, if you're watching this, love you guys. But, they're probably gonna tune in here soon, but we'll see.
Yeah, if you guys are hanging out in the chat, feel free to drop a comment. I like talking to you guys. I just
Yeah,
like talking
do it.
to people who just come into the chat to hang out. You can hang out. You can just don't be a dick.
Like that sounds like that should have been a motto at school. Like, you can come to school, you can be upset, don't be a dick.
Exactly.
Like, literally, one of the most, like, literally, there was this one goody two shoes guy I knew in high school who was very smart, always dressed sharp, and he didn't look like the kind of guy who would cuss at all. But he said, "Kason, you got to remember, don't be a dick." Surprised the hell out of me. Sometimes it happens, but yeah. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who don't talk to anybody from high school anymore, but I have my reasons. Like, how many people from high school do you talk to?
I don't remember the last time I talked to anybody that I went to high school with.
Didn't you go to school with Ryan?
I did, but I hardly talk to him because I'm hardly on Facebook anymore. I'm just... Most of my social media time nowadays is either... It's floating between YouTube and Twitter.
But yeah, because Twitter is the only... Or X now is the only news site you can actually fucking rely on.
I refuse to call it X. Elon
It's
can
true.
Elon can kiss every square inch of my ass with that rebrand. It's still fucking Twitter.
Works the same, so yeah.
It's like
But it's literally the only... For news and such, it's the only thing you can rely on, because Facebook wants to always mute that shit. But then again, Facebook also defends creepy people.
I don't know. Supposedly Zuckerberg is floating around, rolling back Facebook censorship, which you know he's only doing it because Trump won. He wouldn't be doing this at all if Harris had won. He's just trying to cover his own ass.
And I'm sorry, but he still looks like a lizard person.
Yeah. And now he looks
And
like
he
a
also-
lizard person with a wig.
He also looks like someone who would be on the offender registry. He looks like someone who shouldn't be allowed within 15 feet of a school. I'm sorry. I like roasting Zuckerberg.
Hey, nothing wrong with it. Everybody should make fun of rich people at some point in time.
But tell me I'm wrong. He doesn't look like he should be allowed near a school.
He looks like he should be walking around. He should be walking around Times Square with a sign, wearing a sandwich board that says, "I carry a torch for kids who carry candles."
Oh God. That is just bad.
Yes, it is.
But why am I laughing my ass off?
Because it's funny as hell.
It's also, if I understand it correctly, it's also a little bit gross.
You do understand it correctly.
It's gross. It's funny. That's just that he looks like someone who would definitely wear that sign. But I feel like if he were to wear that sign in public, he would immediately get beaten down by a biker gang or something. Can you just imagine, like, this big guy just ripping the sign off of him and then breaking it over his head?
Alrighty.
Kind of like... Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry. Yeah.
It was funny. You were right.
Yes.
Finally, he got one at Subway. And instead of using that job to provide himself with, a little bit of security while maybe going to community college or doing anything to increase his earning potential, get this. He decided to film a rap music video at the restaurant.
Chance, my $20 loss turned to 50 grand. If you never faced addiction, you won't comprehend.
And to make things worse, this is how he tried to promote it.
What the fuck is that?
Excuse me.
That is food. That is food and toppings that have now been wasted because this guy is down with the syndrome.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was bad. But I'm pretty sure that's a health code violation.
That is a massive health code violation.
I'd say OSHA violation, but it doesn't look like someone's going to get injured on that. Well, unless they get very sick if they end up eating that.
Yeah, public retardation is not an OSHA violation, but it is a hazard to your job security.
The red on the left side of the toilet, is that pepperoni or is that tomato?
I think it's salami. It might be pepperoni.
Because I've seen some big ass pepperonis.
It might be pepperoni.
But either way, that's like, what message is he trying to fucking send here?
You got me, man.
I'm sorry, but if I go to a restaurant with my family and I find out one of my kids ate a sandwich with meat that was on a fucking toilet bowl, everyone in the establishment I'm gonna fight, I swear.
Yeah.
It'll turn into a Waffle House in 2 seconds.
You're probably better off eating at a Waffle House.
Excuse me, can I get a waffle? Can I please get a waffle? While the employees beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, hey, can I get a chicken and waffles? Hold the uppercut.
Can I use that?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just Okay, I'm ready.
Alrighty.
Excuse me. What are you doing? Buddy, really? But that wasn't it. He had another trick up his sleeve. He tried to get Meek Mill's attention with this.
At Meek Mill. Tell Meek Mill to sign me the Dream. At Meek Mill. Let him know. I'm trying to get signed to Dream Chasers. All of this subway shit, bro. At Meek Mill, man. Let him know. I'm trying to sign the Dream Chasers, bro.
Talk
Is
about
he a
destroying your
fucking
life
sped?
with like.
What?
Is he a fucking sped?
I guess so.
Because, I'm sorry, only a retard would film themselves working at a restaurant and just wasting food like that. Only a retard would do that.
Yeah.
I don't know who's more smaller brained, Johnny Somali or this guy.
This guy has the smoothest of brains.
I guess we found someone.
Thoughts just roll off the top.
I guess we finally found someone who's actually stupider than Jack Doherty.
I don't know, that's quite an accomplishment.
Because, I don't know. You know what Lily calls Jack Doherty? The White Mizzy.
Yeah. I mean, they both have equally punchable faces and retarded haircuts.
I think they both started their careers raised on the internet.
And they're both testicular tumors with a heartbeat.
Okay, so I just thought of Jack Doherty as the frickin' parasitic twin in Malignant.
I've never seen Malignant, but
That's basically what it's about, a parasitic twin that takes control and starts killing people.
I just can't take anybody seriously who unironically walks around looking like a stalk of broccoli. And my generation went to high school with that Zac Efron, Justin Bieber mop.
Yeah, you heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
About the movie plot, yeah. But I thought of something else about Jack Doherty. About the right, live action VeggieTales looking ass. Did you hear that? Live action VeggieTales looking ass.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Don't worry, Discord's still working.
Okay, good. But if Zac Efron, if Jack Doherty crashes his McLaren again, he's probably going to end up a vegetable.
And nothing of value would be lost.
Breaking sad news. Jack Doherty found alive at the age of 21 after a car crash.
I feel like if he did that, the entire internet would just collectively hit the, oh no. Anyway.
It was a comment I saw in one of the videos talking about it. Like, the joke was, sad news, he's still alive.
Yeah, I vaguely remember seeing a post like that on Twitter.
And let's not forget how Jack Doherty tried to backtrack and make himself look like a caring friend, even though there's plenty of video evidence that he did not give a fuck about his passenger.
No. If he gave a fuck about anybody but himself, he wouldn't have been driving a $250,000 car in a rainstorm.
That while on his phone.
While reading stream chat.
Or texting, who knows.
And he wonders why he got banned from Kick. And as far as I know, the ban is still being upheld. Which is truly something. You have got to fuck up. You have got to be a grade A fuck up to get permanent to be banned for this long from Kick.
Now I'm just waiting for him to be banned from YouTube too.
Oh, it'll happen.
Because YouTube is his bread and butter.
It'll happen.
But one main thing that pisses me off about Jack Doherty is the fact that apparently he would get girls drunk right before they turned 18 and then have them sign something.
Yeah, contracts to his OnlyFans, because he's also an OnlyFans pimp.
That's just fucked up.
Because apparently that's the latest grift. That's Rice Gum turned to that. Doherty. Andrew Tate, before his 2022 arrest, was an OnlyFans pimp.
I'm sorry, but pimp is a stupid word. Like, if you think calling yourself a pimp makes you look cool, it doesn't.
No.
Especially... I'm sorry, especially if you're white, because it's just fucked. Like, I feel like that's, it's like, what was the name of that one puppet on Jeff Dunham, the manager who was a black puppet?
Sweet Daddy D.
And he said something along the lines, you are a player in a management profession. Pimp.
Yeah.
He also said, I stay white, I'll stay black, you stay white. And I have to agree with that. Because, well, white people shouldn't be, copying that kind of culture. Because, for one, it's offensive.
Well,
and two, it just makes...
People in general should not be engaging in that kind of behavior. I don't care what your color is. If you're... if there's no glamour in being a pimp, there's nothing cool about being a pimp.
It's literally... Especially with what Jack Doherty was doing, that's basically predatory behavior. That's literally,
Jack Doherty.
Basically, what?
Jack Doherty and Andrew Tate.
Oh yeah.
Because lest we forget, Andrew Tate has a history of grooming 14-year-olds.
Fucking sick fucker.
Made a sex tape with one of them.
Yeah, Andrew Tate can just die now.
Yep. So to anybody who props him up, That's what you're endorsing, is a man who grooms children.
And there's nothing okay about that.
Now it makes sense why Benny Johnson is having him on his show to talk about the rape and grooming gangs in the UK, because he's an expert, because he's a professional at it.
It's literally sex trafficking, and it's gross.
Yeah. Anybody who props him up, you should just immediately assume they're damaged goods or they're completely retarded, and you should never trust them. That goes for Benny Johnson. That goes for Tucker Carlson. That goes for Candace Owens.
Fucking Candace Owens, what a retard.
Somebody needs to properly educate Elon Musk and JD Vance, because both of them follow Tate on Twitter.
Why am I not surprised?
But anyway, let's get back to this TikTok tard.
Yeah. But one last note, Tate looks like what happens if Smeagol try to join the Jersey Shore. Oh, that was funny, and you know it.
Damn it.
Literally, your roasting video has a thumbnail of him side by side with Smeagol.
Oh no, that was the Goomba from the live-action Super Mario Brothers movie.
Separated at birth? Yeah, he looks like if Smeagol tried to get on Jersey Shore. I don't care.
It looks like an AI-generated image of Gollum if he were a GTA 6 character.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus, I don't want to think about that. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
Like, literally zero upside. So, I'm sure the question you have is, did he finally blow up and get his rap career off the ground?
Nope.
Absolutely not. Because let's be real, the only thing you should be rapping in Subway are the subs. Obviously, he was fired and ended up job searching again, found a new job, and continued vlogging his life. And sadly for him, it was going nowhere. He continued gambling aggressively in the worst way possible, and I guess started this whole gambling vlog arc. And this thing is just, it's horrifying to watch. It is brutal. I feel like the only thing positive with this series is it really shows you the real unfiltered experience of a gambling addict. Not some, like, paid influencer shilling a lifestyle that's funding by gambling referral codes. That's the big difference here. Because the sad reality is, most of these top streamers on, like, Kick promoting gambling sites nonstop, they're essentially funded by addict gamblers like Jumaine. So here's his, I guess, first unofficial vlog series where we see him trying to cope with a $200 loss.
I'm just going to say it up front, you shouldn't gamble in general. I think we lost Kaysen. But, yeah,
I'm sorry, I accidentally muted myself.
no, you're good. You shouldn't gamble in general. It's just, there's no safety net for it. There's just...
I did say while I was muted that just because you get lucky once doesn't mean it's going to happen again.
Exactly. You shouldn't, I'm not a gambler. You will never catch me dead in a gambling den. Because that's just a system that's designed to take your money, clean you out, and then on to the next sucker. It's snake oil.
Like wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. And if you're going to be a professional gambler, you better be James fucking Bond at it. Otherwise, just absolutely not. And this guy and by this point, this guy's already ruined every chance he has of holding a normal job for E-Fame. Do not, this is another thing I want to say, do not ever put all your eggs in the internet, in the succeeding on the internet through YouTube or TikTok space. Do not put your eggs in that basket, because there's no job security in it at all. Even
especially with I'm sorry, what?
Even if you get to a point where you're getting like 100K views per video, you're getting like a Tozy level subscribers where he's almost up to 2 million subs. There's no safety, there's no job security in being a YouTuber. There's no safety net for it. It's just not a good idea to treat doing YouTube as a job. You have to treat it like a hobby, or else you're going to be fucked, because you can't put YouTuber on a resume.
No, you can't. Or TikToker, for that matter.
Yeah, you can't put social media influencer on a resume.
Especially since the TikTok ban is apparently they're ceasing. It's not really getting banned, but they're supposedly TikTok announced that on the 19th or 20th they're gonna cease all operations in the U.S.
The 19th, probably because it's Chinese spyware.
Yeah, and there's also the well, a lot of millionaires try to buy it here in the United States. One example being Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank, but apparently they don't want to sell it to an American.
Yeah, see, that's there's your problem, because again, I think they're owned by a Chinese company, which if you're owned by a Chinese, you cannot be a private business if you're in China. You are going to, in some fashion, end up being some subsidiary of the Chinese government.
No.
Hence why it's being labeled hence why I'm labeling it Chinese spyware, because if you're a Chinese government, you're pretty much owned and operated and at the unbending whim of the CCP.
Sounds about right. And I think there's also a law in China where if you take a picture, the sound has to be on.
I think that's Japan, but if it is also China, I mean, like, same rules apply.
Oh, sorry, I was accidentally muted again. But, yeah, I agree.
Alright. Let's get back to this soup sandwich.
Yep, let's go.
Casino, just lost $200, but I'm about to get some Subway, so make myself feel a little bit better.
I guess the one common theme is he stuck with Subway regardless of trashing it for content in the past. But hey, something that's infinitely less depressing than this is the nostalgic toy car mats. And a few years back, when I was searching for a backdrop for this channel, I realized...
No, Atozy,
No sponsors.
I'm not... I mean, if you want to plug your merch, fine, but...
Viral. Because after losing the $200,
Not
he
in
then
this
walks
stream.
around the casino upset with himself and disgusted that he lost so much money. So instead of quitting or going, all right, that's not for me, maybe I'll come back again next year or something like that, try my luck, like any normal person, he turns this into a vlog series.
What's up, it's Jamani. I'm on my way to the casino. I had $200, and, let's see what happens. About to go with a little two-piece. Nothing serious, $200, but I'm gonna make one bet. My first bet is gonna be a $20 bet. If it hits, I'm gonna be $50 in profit, and if I do hit my first bet, I'm gonna cash out and leave and go to the bank. So
No, you won't.
just letting y'all know ahead of time.
Oh boy, what do we think happens here? This is a terrible setup. But he then goes to one of the worst machines possible, and bets in the dumbest way possible. Not only is he gambling at a casino, but he's also severely reducing his odds of winning with what and how he's playing.
Thank you.
Again, if this hits, I'm gonna cash out. That's gonna be $50 profit, and I'm gonna go to the bank. So let's see what happens.
Again, these things are just designed to take your money and fuck you.
Alright, so I'm about to start playing.
These are the adult
Are we
equivalent.
really surprised that happened? But
This is the adult equivalent of those claw machines.
That's literally the most accurate thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it's just bullshit designed to take your money. And hey, you might win something, or you might go home with an empty pocket. Or you
And a crushed spirit.
and you might have just squandered your entire allowance trying to get a Pikachu plushie. Congratulations, you played yourself.
DJ Khaled. Congratulations, you played yourself.
But he does hit and goes into an $84 profit. The only problem here is that's not the whole story, because he's clearly overall in a massive net negative.
On that last hit, I profited $84. So that's what that hit was. And again, I came in with $100 bill. So I'm about to deposit this $84 into my bank account, and I'm gonna explain why I'm kind of doing what I'm doing. So as of right now, my bank account is overdrafted $956.
Right. What the hell is that?
Overdrawn by nearly $1,000.
Read from sheets.
Robert Downey Jr.
I am Sofa King. Sofa King. We Todd Ed. We Todd Ed. Now repeat all very fast, please.
Sofa King, we Todd Ed.
I was gonna say, call Robert Downey Jr. and say, you went full retard, never go full retard.
Yeah, well, I've already used that clip twice, so figured I'd change it up.
Yeah, classic. But seriously, I'm pretty sure that's literally a glaring problem right there on the fucking screen right now.
Yeah, that is a, that's a problem. That's a... How? How do you manage to fuck up that hard?
Who the fuck knows?
Why do I feel like this guy actually tried the Chase Money glitch?
Did you just say Chase Money glitch?
Yeah, did you see that, that thing that was going around last year?
Think so?
Okay, so to recap, somebody on TikTok tried to say that if you wrote a check for an extreme amount, like let's say 10 grand, and you put it into your account, if you wrote the check for $10,000 and put it in your account and then cashed it out, like immediately after, it was free money. It was like an infinite money glitch in GTA. Problem is, you were committing check fraud, and doing so would place your account in the overdraft bin.
I was about to say, it smells like bullshit. Oh, and also it smells like a fucking crime.
Yeah, I have another clip that can summarize if I can find it. Just trying to remember what I labeled it. Do I even remember what I labeled it? Nah. It was the clip from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang where Val Kilmer goes, look up idiot in the dictionary. You know what you're going to find? A picture of me? No, the definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are.
Sounds like people from my high school.
Anyways.
Yeah.
$6.38. This probably will get returned by sometime today, but I'm gonna deposit the $84 in my account, and I just, you know what I mean, like I said, I'm a compulsive gambler, bro. I've made so many poor choices in my life, but
you're a fucking idiot.
I'm about to go to the bank right now and deposit money into my account and try to, let's see, I'm trying to see if I can make $1,000 today, but I'm gonna do it slowly.
Oh, dude. So he's trying to turn $200 into $950 to just break even in one day. Gambling. Buddy, hack it up. Never gamble again. This is just going to siphon so much money out of you. It already has. The amount of money it's taken out of your life is insane. And if you just keep doing this, it's just going to get worse and worse. Because, as expected, in part 2, he lost all $200, with his final bet being a Hail Mary to hit one single number in roulette. So he's really playing against his own odds here.
All right, $10 on 10. If that doesn't hit, that's it. I just lost $200.
This gambling thing is not for you, dude. You are filled up on fuck-up fuel.
Triple F. Well, actually, no, that's FUF. Well, could be fucked hard, fucked fuel.
Just
I lost where I was going with this.
Oh, you're fine. It's making my brain hurt just thinking about how... You know, if you shove your dog's nose in shit enough times, they'll know not to shit on the carpet. How many times does life have to shove your nose in the shit before you figure it out, dude?
That's why I said, will it work with people, though?
Apparently not. There are people that... I guess this guy is living proof that there are people who are legitimately dumber than dogs.
That's why I like dogs more than people.
Yeah. Dogs don't screw you over.
Well, it depends on the dog. If it was a Chihuahua, maybe. Well, it depends. Like, some dogs, like the bigger dogs, people think a big dog will protect you, but no, a big dog will leave your ass behind.
Yeah.
But a small dog will stop and defend you. Maybe.
You brought up Chihuahuas, and now I just want to make a video riffing on those old Taco Bell Chihuahua commercials.
Here, lizard, lizard. Oh, I'm gonna need to pick a box.
There was one
Taco Bell commercials where they did a thing for Godzilla 98.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And what's crazy is they tried to keep Godzilla's design a secret, but then Taco Bell went and fucked it up. Because there was that big-ass cup that revealed the design.
There was one where it had Joey Diaz from NSYNC. And all I could think about was... I saw Joey Diaz and I was just thought, tearing up my gut when I eat you.
What the fuck?
Instead of tearing up my heart.
Oh. There goes my faith in humanity.
At least it wasn't Justin Timberlake with his ramen noodles style haircut. I don't know which is...
Spaghetti top.
I've been watching a bunch of old NSYNC music videos lately, and I don't know which is worse. Justin Timberlake with ramen noodle hair, or Justin Timberlake with cornrows.
Oh, I don't want to think about that.
Justin Timberlake and cornrows go together like Justin Bieber and cornrows.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's go.
9, red.
You always bet on black, dumbass.
Alright, that's it for the vlog.
My ex is dead.
Through the struggles.
So, did he take this as a sign from the universe to pack it up and quit?
Nope.
Absolutely not. I mean, the dude lives his life kind of like that diamond mining meme, because he thinks he's right about to strike gold every single time. Because once he managed to re-up his bank account to zero, not positive, just he broke to zero. He broke even. He immediately goes and overdrafts it again and just continues the same cycle.
My feelings are hurt. I had to overdraft my bank account to go to the casino.
Oh, Lord.
Why?
I only had $2.89 in my account, and now I just
There were a
overdrafted
lot of
and it's
things wrong with
negative
that video. There were a lot of things wrong there. Tell me I'm wrong. There were a lot of things wrong there.
Not everybody should be allowed in charge of their own finances. Some people just need somebody on the side to manage their money and occasionally let them draw a little bit out at a time, because then they do dumb shit like this.
I mean, I just say I need someone to follow me around all day, and if I feel like if I look I'm about to make a stupid purchase, they hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat. It's a learner. But
No, just have Lily crack you over the head with a giant hammer like she's Cowrie from City Hunter.
I mean, she already hits pretty hard. I'm not saying she hits me. I'm just saying there were a few times she accidentally hit me, and she hit pretty hard.
Oh.
Like when we watched A Grudge and the attic jump scare got her, and she threw her arms up and managed to clock me in the side of the face. And I made a mistake of saying, my ex hits harder than that.
Oh. Don't ever issue personal challenges.
The next hit was personal. That's okay. We're still doing good.
Oh.
But it's not like how, okay, I'm probably gonna catch heat for saying this on stream, but an uncle on my mom's side, years ago, he was involved with a set of twin girls, and one day he was getting blown by one of them, and he made a mistake of looking down, saying, "Your sister does it better." And long story short, the girl bit him.
Exposed.
You good? Okay. It doesn't end there. The next day, he goes over to apologize because after she bit him, he kind of hit her in the face and broke some bones.
Oh.
But the next day, he went over to apologize, and the girl's dad was waiting for her with a shotgun, and he said, "Why'd you hit her?" It's like, "I'm just here to apologize." Like, "Why'd you hit my daughter?" And he just bluntly said, "She bit my dick." And the girl happened to walk outside right as he said, like the twin in question happened to walk outside and say that as he was saying that, and the father turned to her, backhanded her to the ground so hard, then looked at my uncle and asked me when to come inside for a beer. My uncle GTFO'd and never went back. Who am I kidding? I don't talk to him anymore, so I can say this shit all I want. Your first mistake, sir, was, while you were getting a BJ, you looked down and said, your sister does it better. You don't say that while that's happening. Like, what was he thinking? Oh, probably thinking with his dick.
Yeah.
But you realize that girls have teeth, right? Okay. If that story gets out, I don't care. I'm talking anymore.
Buddy, come on, dude. And again, he loses almost everything in the casino and leaves the casino like this.
All right, I'm leaving the casino. I have about, I think, $19. I'm gonna walk out with $19 just so I don't look that bad.
Too late.
Wait, what?
Dude, you don't.
I'm gonna walk out the casino with $19 just so I don't look too bad. Too late.
Too late.
You took $100 out and you're walking out with 19. That's not a good night.
That's literally like... That just reminds me of in Black Ops Zombies when you're playing as Nick, in some maps in Black Ops 1 Zombies, if you're playing as a Nikolai and you try to open a door and you don't have enough money, he says, "What? That stripper must have stolen my money." Oh, come on, that was funny. Like, what? That stripper must have stolen my money.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes.
And the freaking casino's gonna steal your money too.
Yeah, like I said, they are built to take your money and clean out your account.
And they don't give a fuck about what happens to you.
The house always wins.
Yeah, I remember there was one story where a girl, it was like an old lady, she hit a jackpot and they banned her from the place. Because no one wants to pay out a jackpot. Like you said, the house always wins.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say that right?
Yeah. Yeah, you said
yeah,
that.
the old lady hit a $2 or $3 million jackpot, and they just said get out and never come back.
Oh yeah, once you start winning a certain amount of money, yeah, you're done.
It's literally predatory behavior.
Yeah.
I just imagine it's like one of those offices where it's like one of those scam offices. And I just think back to that one scene, The Beekeeper, where he lights the place on fire.
Yes. Oh, dude, have you seen the trailer for that new Statham movie that's coming out in March?
What's it called again?
It's called A Working Man.
I saw a brief ad for it, but I didn't watch the full trailer. Oh, there's literally an ad on the TV for it right now. March 26th.
Yes.
No, March 28th.
Same director who made The Beekeeper.
Too bad it's not a sequel.
It's a David Ayer. It's another David Ayer directed movie, and it's being penned. The script was penned by Sylvester Stallone.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And it's Jason Statham this time versus in Beekeeper. It was Jason Statham versus phishing scams. In this one, it's Jason Statham versus human traffickers.
Oh, those fuckers are gonna die.
And David Harbour plays his old gunny.
His old what?
His old gunny.
And what is that?
His gunnery sergeant.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
David Harbour is a sergeant. I can see it. But is this the same David Harbour we said we want to? Is this the same David Harbour who I said I wanted to see play Barry Burton?
Yes.
Okay, got the right actor. Because I first saw him and it was either Black Widow or Stranger Things. Hellboy.
The first movie I remember seeing him in was a Liam Neeson thriller called Walk Among the Tombstones.
That was a good one. I liked it.
That was a really good one. I remember seeing him in that, and then Equalizer.
Yeah. Liam Neeson is in a lot of those kinds of movies after the success of Taken.
Yeah, well, Equalizer was Denzel Washington, but David Harbour was a bad cop in it.
Yeah. Liam Neeson's got to be close to 70 by now.
He is in his 70s.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
He was born to, like, early mid-50s.
Yeah, he is in his 70s by now.
And he's still doing these movies.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining.
Hey, I'll watch them. They're just because they're the kind of movies that Charles Bronson would have made for Cannon Films in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like Death Wish 2. Do you believe in Jesus? Well, you're gonna meet him.
Charles Bronson, he was the 70s John Wick.
Well, a 44 Magnum is a pistol cartridge, but a 475 Wildy Magnum is a shorter version of the African big game cartridge. Makes a real mess.
Yeah, speaking of those kinds of films, about the only good thing, in my opinion, that Quentin Tarantino did, well, at least I think, he's not a bad director, but the one good thing I think he did, in my opinion, was when he, you ever heard of the movie Mighty Peking Man?
I have not.
It's basically a King Kong ripoff from 1976. It was a Hong Kong King Kong ripoff trying to capitalize on the success of the remake starring Jeff Bridges and Jessica Lange.
Right.
And in like the 90s or so, he basically widely re-released it here in the States and became more widely available here.
Yeah. He was
That's
also
like you said earlier. The only good thing Weinstein did was letting Tarantino cook.
He also, for a time period in the 2000s, was trying to help more independent films get off the ground and bring more foreign and especially East Asian action films over to the West.
Okay, so I guess he's not that bad of a guy.
Yeah, the Weinstein Company used to have a subsidiary called Dragon Dynasty that would release a lot of East Asian martial arts movies on DVD and Blu-ray, and that's how I found out about that. That was where I started really paying attention to John Woo. Was I got a hold of the Dragon Dynasty release for Hard Boiled.
Wait, did the Weinsteins come up with the Dragon Dynasty thing, or did someone else do it?
I think that might have been Tarantino's brainchild, and it was a subsidiary of the Weinstein Company.
Oh, okay.
But when I got the Dragon Dynasty release of Hard Boiled, dude, that was it. I was just like, I gotta have more. I gotta have more of these Asian martial arts and action films. Which I have done a playthrough of the video game sequel to Hard Boiled on this channel, Stranglehold. Anybody wants to check that out?
Yeah. What do you think of, what was I gonna say? Steven Seagal.
He had a few good movies early on, but he allowed his ego to really direct him too hard to the point that now he's just a walking meme.
I think I read something about him stealing from the elderly.
That I'm not totally sure of. I do know he is a habitual liar. He is a creeper with multiple sex abuse allegations against him.
That doesn't surprise me.
I believe he fled to Russia to avoid facing any charges from those. So that should tell you enough.
He chose Russia.
He chose Russia. He's very close friends with Vladimir Putin.
Communism.
And he routinely talks down on other martial arts movie stars, yet would absolutely get bodied by them in an actual altercation. He actually got his shit knocked out by two big names in martial arts that I can think of. One of them was Gene LeBell.
Ooh.
Because Seagal was trying to claim that nobody could choke him out on the set of one of his early films. And Gene LeBell...
He got choked out.
Gene LeBell caught wind of it and put him in a rear naked choke, the most basic choke hold you can apply. And not only did he pass out, but Gene LeBell choked him out so hard that he wound up soiling himself.
What was the other?
The other one was him constantly gassing himself up and saying nobody could take him. He was shitting on Jean-Claude Van Damme in the early to mid-90s.
And John didn't like that?
And Van Damme caught wind of it at a party at Sylvester Stallone's house.
Oh, shit. I know where this is going.
And was like... And found Seagal and was like, hey, me and you outside. Me and you outside. And this was when Van Damme was whacked out on coke half the time. So a cocaine-fueled Jean-Claude Van Damme, because Van Damme isn't scary enough without the coke. So Van Damme went outside and waited. Seagal ran. Seagal fled. Seagal fled from Stallone's house and just kind of hid out at a bar in downtown L.A. only for Van Damme to find him and proceed to start whooping that ass.
Well, talk shit, get hit.
Seagal constantly gasses himself up, but the man has never held his own in a real, genuine altercation, and he uses a martial art that... Aikido is a legitimate martial art. Seagal is a valid martial artist. He is a valid black belt.
But that doesn't mean anything against
the problem.
Van Damme.
The problem is that Aikido is a very showy martial art. It's a very... It's not quite as... It's not as practical as a self-defense form as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Sounds about right.
Or any of the disciplines of karate, mixed martial arts. It's not as practical of a martial art as the stylings of the Gracies. So, and again, it's Gene LeBell, who was a jiu-jitsu practitioner and taught generations worth of fighters, including Ronda Rousey.
Who won?
And Ronda Rousey has said that if Seagal, that she would be happy to make Seagal shit his pants a second time.
Wait, when you said soiled himself, I thought you meant he just pissed himself.
No.
Oh, God. It's just shit.
Hey.
Hopefully it wasn't as bad as September 2020 when I was at a party and I got completely blacked out on Applejack Daniels, and next thing I remember, I'm in the bathtub, fully clothed, and a few months later I asked the guy, hey, what happened? And apparently I shit my pants, and when they tried to help me, I fought them. But I'm glad that's all that happened. It's embarrassing, but I'm glad that's all that happened. Huh?
Nothing, I just made a funny little cartoon noise while I'm shaking my head.
Oh, it's one of those things where it could have been worse. At least I didn't do anything. Except shit my pants, of course, but I'll stop rambling now. Let's just move on.
Yes.
Don't look good here. This looks like an absolute nightmare. He is living, I would assume, everyone's nightmare here. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. And this behavior just goes on for over a year, and it just gets so much worse.
Oh my gosh. I can't make this stuff up. This is through the struggles. I literally gambled my braces away. When I think about it, all the money I had within the last 3 months that I gambled and lost, I could have paid off my braces.
No shit.
That's crazy.
What a retard.
I made choices. I gotta live with them. Made my bed. I gotta lay in it.
Yeah, the problem is it's Amber Heard's bed.
Oh, God. The Amber Heard jokes are just dead at this point. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't think I'm gonna make it out of this struggle. I don't see it happening right now.
I understand he feels completely defeated, but it's still 100% within his control to get out of the struggle. It definitely will not be easy, but it's still very possible. I mean, actually, what would you guys even do? Let's do some groupthink here in the comments. Okay, B. Jermaine, you're cooked. Your life is absolutely destroyed from your own actions. You're probably in like $70,000 worth of debt, gambling debt. You're not very hireable due to your constant clout chasing over the last 7 years. And, you don't have a lot of motivation in life. Then on top of that, you're still addicted to gambling to the point where you just keep on overdrafting your account and you do even more desperate stuff, which we'll get into later on in this video. So the only thing I can think of that will...
Hold on, dude. I gotta... My
Do it.
dog is...
Oh, you gotta take care of your dog. I thought you were about to pull out a clip.
No, my dog decided to start barking at the neighbors. I don't know why, but some days he's fine, and then other days, like right now, he's probably barking at some kids playing outside because it's been snowing since last night in Cape Girardeau.
Yeah, speaking of which, here's something funny. It started snowing here too, and here's what's up. Since we don't normally get snow in South Carolina, there's literally no snow removal on hand. Just gotta wait for it to frickin' melt. And you say retarded. But the only thing I have to say about that is... Actually, I already said what I had to say about it. Fuck it.
actually help him is offshore. He needs to be offshore. You can't go to the casino if you're on a boat in the middle of nowhere, right? And I'm talking to like a fishing boat. I'm not saying like go to a cruise liner because they have casinos. He needs a deep sea fishing job. Perks of being on a deep sea fishing boat. Free rent while he's on the boat. High pay. Somewhat interesting day. So he can vlog it for his vlogs. He can keep vlogging. That's what he wants to do. He will also get the camaraderie of the other guys on the boat. I think he really needs that social interaction because he seems extremely isolated in his vlogs. And then of course, his story will probably be hilarious for some old fishermen. But obviously, I am completely spitballing here as I clearly have zero knowledge of how to get a deep sea fishing job. What I do know is, though, I grew up in a small town in Norway, and some of the crash outs I know in my city, they became deep sea fishermen. And they turned their life around completely. So I'm just going off of what I have seen has worked for other people before. Now, it wasn't gambling problems, it was substance problems, but being out on a boat, you know, isolates you from that. So
he could get a factory job.
If he's lucky.
When I spent almost 3 years working in a factory, about almost everybody on my shift and on the overnight shift was a crash out.
Run that last part by me one more time.
When I worked my factory job, almost everybody employed at the factory on my shift and overnight shift was a crash out.
Never really liked that term, crash out. But I know what it means. I agree, because a lot of my former friends are crash outs.
Yeah, after a while, I started to wonder, like, am I the only guy working here who does not have a felony on his record?
I mean, I've been in my fair share of fights, and I've had my fair share of crash outs, but I don't have any sort of criminal record.
Yeah, well, most of the...
And I'm saving that criminal record for when someone decides to mess with my kid.
Yeah, it was me and one other guy who were, like, the only ones who didn't have a felony arrest record.
Well, man, maybe because you're not a bad person.
Yeah?
Neither am I. The way I say it, if you're gonna fight, make sure if you're gonna fight, make sure it's worth it. Like, if you're protecting your wife, protecting your kid, protecting your sibling, just make sure it's worth it.
Yeah. Better be for a damn good reason.
Yeah, and it's like I said, I'm saving it for when someone decides they want to mess with my kid, because I don't play when it comes to my kids.
Nor should you.
No. I might be small, but I might be small, but ask a lot to do with my grade. I punch hard. My hand hurts after I punch, but I still punch pretty hard.
Yeah?
But, okay, let's move on.
I think that could actually be helpful. But I don't know. I mean, like, I'm just trying to think, like, dude, he is cooked. I am trying to give him a smidge of hope here because it's depressing. Like, I don't want to see someone struggle like this. But I also realize that is life. I mean, this guy is doing all of this to himself. But I feel like it is actually an interesting thought experiment. So out of everyone who's watching my channel here, I mean, just looking at my demographics, we are from all walks of life here, from a whole bunch of different countries. So please let me know in the comments down below what you think his best route would be, because I feel like there'll be some interesting comments. Because see, then we won't only be dunking on him in the comments, we'll actually be like a little bit helpful and share some of that Christmas spirit, because I am actually recording this on Christmas morning before my family gets up, before I go spend Christmas for them. So, Merry Christmas, guys. So I'm just trying to share some Christmas spirit here, because
I mean, hats off to Atozy for that, but we're about 2 weeks too late for the Merry Christmas, dude.
Basically.
Yeah, can you believe I've been holding on to this video since last year?
Nah.
Dad joke.
I haven't showered since last year. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Hey, I shower every 2 days. Besides, by the time I realized I could make next year jokes, it was already way too late.
Fair enough.
On my phone, I got split screen. Like, the top screen is the live chat. I mean, the bottom screen is the live chat, and the top screen is the screen share.
Yeah.
Like, Android has like a split screen feature, so
yeah.
I can read the chat, but there's nothing there to read.
Yeah.
But we got 2 loyal viewers.
Hey.
Better than nothing.
Don't be shy. Everyone's welcome.
We make a bunch of sick, twisted jokes, but we're actually really nice people.
Yeah, we love talking to you guys.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this isn't Reforge Gaming stream where he'll ban everybody who doesn't agree with him.
Especially not that one streamer who crashed out all because one of his viewers vented in the comments about losing a family member to something, and he snapped on him saying, "Don't be a bummer, bro." And then everybody just left the game.
Oh my god. I saw that video. There are very few times where I genuinely want to reach through the screen and just open palm pimp hand somebody across the mouth. That was one of them.
especially after what he said. And he also went on to make one of the worst apology videos ever.
That and the you have all day to watch Twitch, but you don't have $5 to give me.
Are you talking about that spoiled brat female
lady.
streamer who complained about not getting any tips or donations because, well, she's super entitled?
Fuck that. Like, I have it set up for channel memberships and super chats, but that's optional.
Like I said, man, lots of streamers out there are super entitled.
That's just there if you want to, not because I'm going to not for me to demand you do it.
Because you're not entitled. I mean, you're not the entitled type.
That's also why I haven't set up a membership goal for this stream, because that's fucking cringe.
We're just here to have fun, roast creepy people, and just roast idiots.
Yeah, like I said, this is just a hobby for me. If I make a little extra coin doing it, then, well and good, but I'm not here for... I'm just here to fuck around. Alright. That out of the way.
Let's go.
Because as of right now, things have gotten so bad for this guy that he is constantly opening new credit cards, going to the Apple store, buying a brand new iPad, then he would take this iPad to a pawn shop, pawn it for half of what it's worth, then go back to the casino with that money, lose that money, and then he's out double. It's like he's double hurting himself financially. Like, this is so painful to watch that something needs to happen here. I think we need a fishing boat involved here. He needs to get placed as far away from a casino and or pawn shop as humanly possible. And I think a deep sea fishing boat would be the best alternative for him. Like, it's funny to joke about, but also, like, I can't think of a better option. But, I mean, it's safe to say, if you want to absolutely obliterate your finances, you can just follow Jumain's guide that he's put out on his YouTube and TikTok channels on how to live his life. Please do not follow his footsteps. If you have any love for yourself, never do that to yourself. Not only to yourself, if you have any love for yourself or your loved ones, don't do that. Because this is just a sure way to completely destroy yourself financially. And emotionally destroy your loved ones who do not want to see you in a position like this. But all of his vlogs are essentially just him complaining about how bad his life is for sympathy, clicks, and donations.
You do it to yourself!
Sounds about right.
You do it! Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, you do it to yourself!
Oh, I wish I had the ability to pull up clips, because I pull up the clip of you going, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, what the fuck?
It's like Radiohead said, you do it to yourself, and that's what really hurts.
Why does that sound like... Sorry, but the whole you do it to yourself, why does that sound like a lot of my exes? Or most women in my high school. Like, oh, he loves me, gets pregnant. Oh, where'd he go?
Hey, my credit's kind of shit. My living conditions are kind of shit. I don't have any fucking money. Well, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do.
Get a job.
Actually work a job. Treat the YouTube and TikTok shit like it's a fucking hobby. Stop trying to rely on e-fame. Stop doing fuck shit for views. For e-fame. And your living conditions won't be so fucking shit. Sofa King, we taught Ed.
I'm just thinking of... I mean, I'm currently unemployed, but that's because, well, with my many mental issues, I can't really hold down a job, which is why I'm trying to find other alternatives. But we're still doing pretty well.
Yeah, which hey, you know, sometimes you got to deal with the cards you're dealt. And that I understand. Like in your case,
Right.
like I have a full-time. I do work a full-time job, and I have no intentions of leaving it, at least for the near future, because I at least have a safety net and I have job security in it.
Right.
You're never going to see me doing shit like this.
Well, these people have the ability to actually work an actual job. They just choose not to.
Yeah, well, because my parents taught me about a little thing called personal fucking responsibility.
Sounds about right.
And I know you understand what personal responsibility is.
Yeah, because I'm a dad.
Exactly.
I might not sound like I'm old enough to be a dad, but I am a dad.
He is a father. He's a father of 2.
Yeah. Just puberty in terms of my voice screwed me over big time.
But
Like I'm 26 years old, but I still sound like I'm in my early mid-teens.
yeah.
But
well, maybe
I'm
maybe the voice will further mature as you get older.
Hope so, because if I still sound like this by the time I'm 30, I'm jumping off a bridge. No, I'm just kidding. like literally, if midnight on my 30th birthday, well, honey, where's the nearby bridge?
Ugh.
I just want to go fishing. But yeah, I'm responsible in that regard.
Yeah. But you have responsibilities. I have responsibilities. And this guy needs responsibilities, but he's too busy chasing that pot at the end of the rainbow that he's never going to fucking reach.
Yeah, so hopefully, yeah, he needs some responsibility, so hopefully he'll straighten the fuck out, but if he's anything like Mizzy or Jack Doherty, that's never going to happen, unfortunately.
No.
And we still need to do a dedicated roast stream to Jack Doherty.
Yeah, I know, but at this point it would feel like I'm just it would feel like I'm just beating a dead horse. Because the entire internet has already roasted him enough.
Even Penguin, even Charlie did.
Yeah, God knows how many times Charlie's roasted him. I had an entire video dedicated to roasting his broccoli-looking ass.
Yeah, wasn't there a mention of, like, birth control in there?
It's been a while. I don't remember all the jokes I made in that video.
But yeah, I think he's the poster boy for birth control.
Yeah. I could see that.
Or is that Andrew Tate? I don't know. Some people just shouldn't be. Some people should have been swallowed.
Oh, where is that clip? Here it is. Here it is.
You look like one of those people that survived the Tide Pod Challenge. Let me give you a hint, something you and your mother should have both listened to. How about you just swallow next time?
Oh, that's good.
Alright. We got 4 minutes left on this video.
Let's go.
Then he does absolutely nothing to improve his life. Like, not too long ago, he even pulled this, like, Meek Mill card again.
At Meek Mill. Tell him to save me, bro. I'm in the trenches right now. I promise, I'll stop clout chasing. I don't want to be a heathen, bro. I'm done being a heathen. It's been 5 years and I'm still in the trenches, bro. I can't save myself. Just came back from the casino, lost everything. Yo, Meek, if you see this, bro, save me, bro.
Dude, what is Meek Mill going to do for you?
I don't even know who the fuck Meek Mill is.
He's a rapper. Never heard any of his music, nor do I plan to.
I've never heard of him until this now. But then again, I'm so out of the loop on current music, it's not even funny.
I've known who he was because there were a couple girls I went to school with who were desperate to get boned by him.
My taste in music kind of flash froze around the year 2011, which is the year I graduated from high school. So
It's not music anymore, it's just electronic noise.
I feel like everybody reaches a point in their lives where their taste in music just flash freezes. And from that point forward, anything new to you is just sounds automatically like garbage.
Well, in terms of hard rock music, I think it froze up around 2010, 2009.
Somewhere abouts.
In terms of country music, it sort of stopped around 2018. Because nowadays, country is not even country. It's just hip-hop with country lyrics.
Yeah, because big music is trying to catch that Ryan Upchurch, Tom McDonald bag.
At least Upchurch is actually entertaining.
Yeah. His music is, at least. His YouTube for the last year and a half has just been him trying to start drama with everybody else in the country rap space.
The only song I heard by him that I actually liked was when he did Outlaw with Luke Combs.
No, I generally like his music. It's just that he's been crashing out for the last year and a half. Trying to say, oh, everybody's out to fuck me over, and it's like, dude. I get that people in your life have screwed you over and tried to take advantage of you, but maybe put down the edibles, go easy on the Adderall.
Go easy on the Adderall.
And chill the fuck out. He's been trying to start beef with Adam Calhoun and Tom McDonald and Jelly Roll and everybody else in the independent hip hop space for the last year and a half. Especially watching him and Calhoun try to go back and forth, shitting on each other on their channels. It's been like watching Ross and Rachel.
Oh, from Friends?
Yeah. Somebody, one of the few reaction channels I follow, XMC, said that it's like watching Ross and Rachel, the hip hop edition, and he's right.
Yeah, that was some definite on and off shit.
We were on a break! That's not how a break works, Ross.
Me and Lily were on a break for 3 years, and look what happened. I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to hint at that the string of... I know you remember the string of relationships I have between first breaking up with her and then getting back together with her.
Yeah.
Like, there was... First off, there was the one I was dating who was a whole decade older than me. And then there was my son's biological mother. And then after I broke up with her, I briefly dated one of her friends who lied about her age and nearly got me in trouble. Then back to the one who is a decade older than me, and then one thing led to another, and it was back together with Lily. But as for the girl who lied about her age, I think it's worth noting that when her dad found out, last I heard, he took her out back, had her put her phone on the ground, and he shot the phone with a shotgun.
Based.
Like, he he came at me, but when I showed him the screenshots of her lying about her age, because I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not.
Right.
I literally had no clue that she was lying about her age. Like, I was under the impression she was 18. And I was 20 at the time, so. But that's a past issue. I'm in a happy relationship now. Well, a happy legal one.
Yes.
And no one can say anything bad about it because I'm not doing anything wrong. But anyway, should we continue?
You are the only one that can save yourself, Jermaine. But it's safe to say, like, if he continues down the same path and continues to be stuck in the past, venting to his vlogs that if he did this and this different and his life would be so different if he just didn't do this, he's gonna be stuck forever. Because in reality, what he has to do is he has to say enough is enough. Like, he needs to ban himself from going to a casino ever again. He can't go. It's not in the cards for him. He cannot gamble in a healthy way. He needs to find any job that will take him, learn any skill or trade that can increase his income potential, so he can return to living a life that's actually pleasant to live. Like, the dude needs to become accountable for his own actions rather than just moan about them on his vlog. And I realize he does this on his vlog because this is a way he gets money. But those vlogs could do without the gambling because that just really sets him back infinitely more than what he makes off of his TikTok. He also
The problem is, Atozy says he needs to take accountability. Well, personal responsibility is a 4-letter word in 2025.
Basically.
Especially in the age of everybody trying to become an online voice.
Yeah. I think the moral of the story to take away from is don't gamble, and most importantly, don't film yourself doing stupid shit and then wonder why you can't get a stable job.
Yeah, and especially don't put all your eggs in the online influencer basket.
Because it seems like every other day there's another YouTuber getting exposed for being a bad type of person, whether it be a racist, an abuser, a predator. It feels like everyone's getting exposed now.
Yeah, and anyone who's trying to start from the ground up and is trying to just do the dumbest shit to go viral, I mean, I'm just going to tell you, internet fame has a shelf life.
And so
It's like the freaking Hawktua girl. Because, well, apparently recently she tried to scam her fans.
Yeah, she tried to come out with a new Bitcoin, and it turned out to be another rug pull pump and dump scam, like every other Bitcoin out there.
Yeah, after that fiasco, she should probably talk to a lawyer.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what you get for allowing Jake Paul to be your representative.
And come on, that was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that joke a few times, but yeah, it's still kind of funny.
Oh, forgot it wasn't just me.
so much of his time moaning about getting 0 women, to the point where one of his jobs, he worked at a Motel 6, and he sat at the front desk and he vlogged about how he kept seeing people, bringing women home to this Motel 6, and he was envious of that. He was even envious of the ones paying for it. So it's just like, dude, get your shit together. Take care of yourself physically and financially, and get yourself into a position where you can actually take care of someone emotionally and financially. You need to add some value into someone's life, or else they're not going to want to be with you. Nobody wants to date a charity case. So I'm thinking here, deep sea fishing. It'll add some dad lore to his life. It'll hopefully sharpen him. Get him as far away from the casinos as possible, make him some money. He lives for free on the boat. He'll be able to pay off his debt, not quick, but faster than his current rate. And then the camaraderie. I think he needs social interaction in his life. That's like, just watching his vlogs, this dude is isolated, and it seems like his human interaction he gets on literally from the bus or at the casino. And even at the casino, like, he gambles at the freaking, like, tablets. He's not interacting with humans. So he's playing the freaking games that are, like, give you way worse odds as well. Like, I don't know. The whole thing is just a disaster. While many of his actions are laughably stupid, there is definitely some entertainment value there. It's definitely gone on for way too long that it's just depressing at this point, and I really hope he finds some help.
Apparently, Atozy and I have different ideas of what entertainment value is, because I don't see entertainment in watching somebody throw their lives away doing fuck shit.
You'd be surprised.
I'll watch people wipe out and eat shit trying to grind a skateboard along a guardrail till doomsday, but like that when somebody eats shit doing that, that's actually funny. Watching somebody continue to put themselves in the positions that this Jermaine guy has is not amusing to me. It's just depressing.
Right. But also, I also take it as a reminder that I'm not in that position.
Neither am I. And I hope to God that nobody who watches my channel, who watches either of our channels, is.
I try to pray for everybody.
Then again, I looked at my analytics recently, and the majority of my target audience is guys in their 30s and 40s. So I'd like to assume that everybody who watches my channel has their shit in gear.
Yeah. Like I said, you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And actually has the will to want to turn his life around. So hopefully his vlog can end up turning for the better and he doesn't spend the rest of his life essentially being down bad. But if you or a loved one are currently dealing with gambling addiction, please seek help, as your life will be so much better once you break that terrible habit. And obviously you have the mainstream US help number right here, but there's also plenty of other free resources, and I really encourage you getting help if you need it. But if you do have your together financially, we've got some cool mats over at Mad.City, baby. Feel free to check them out in the link down below or in the description down below. So I feel bad for that segue, kinda, but other than that, I really hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas. Thank you guys for a wonderful year. I mean, this has just been phenomenal. I've been doing this full time for probably since 2016, so 8 years now, and I'm very blessed. Thank you guys so much for a wonderful year. I'm excited to just be making infinitely more content next year. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, and for those of you guys who don't celebrate, I still wish you guys the best for the New Year's. This TikToker's
Gets taken out by a firework.
Hey, that's what they launch off when they drop the ball.
Yeah.
Alright, listen. Now we are going from one burnout case to another wannabe TikTok influencer who is famous for doing fuck shit on TikTok, and who, unlike Jermaine, recently caught himself in some legal hot water for it.
Well, he poisoned food. What do you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
This TikToker is now facing a maximum of 16 and a half years in prison for his reckless behavior for social media attention. I mean, the dude has been in court 3 times in the last few weeks, and while he's not in prison yet, it seems like he might be soon. As it really hasn't been long since I uploaded my last video on Wolfie covering, you know, when he bug sprayed the produce section at a Walmart in Mesa, Arizona. What a true brilliant stunt to...
When did recording yourself committing crimes become the biggest gotta get the views?
It's like I keep saying, you'd be surprised what people are willing to do just to get some clout.
I don't understand that. I mean, first off, you're an idiot for doing the thing in the first place. There's a thing in law enforcement where they say they don't catch the smart ones. Yeah. If you're definitely not smart if you get caught. You're not smart to be breaking the law in the first place. But especially to record yourself doing it and post it on the internet thinking, yeah, this is it. This is going to lead me to the light. You're actually fucking retarded if you do that.
Sounds about right.
Not only do, but also film and upload for the whole world to see. But as you would expect, not long after he posted all this to his Instagram and TikTok, he was arrested by Mesa police because who would have thought poisoning the produce section in Walmart, filming it, and uploading it to the internet would get you arrested? I get
poisoning the produce section of any store in general.
That's a no-no.
Never mind it. Never mind the company. Just doing that in general, yeah, that's kind of not very bright.
Yes,
I read a story about, well, I technically didn't read it, but that Ollie Coca YouTuber, he did a video about there was this troubled teenager or whatever who was working at a supermarket, and he started putting pins and needles inside fruits and other foods. And they essentially had to throw everything out because they don't know what the fuck this kid messed with.
That should be considered an act of terrorism.
Right.
Just like bug spraying the produce, that what this guy did should be considered chemical warfare.
Tactical nuke incoming.
Exactly.
Booby, booby, booby.
Most obvious thing to never do for 99.9999999% of society, but I guess there's always that one guy. But things have been moving so fast.
Wait, what?
I guess there's always that one guy.
Your unemployed friend on a Tuesday afternoon. Pretty much.
It's a me. Your unemployed friend, I mean.
But things have been moving so fast that at this point the man has already been called to court 3 times for 3 different reasons, as he keeps getting into more trouble. So the charges are just stacking from his past behavior because the dude essentially opened the Pandora's box with that video, as now they might decide to penalize him for all the other felonies and misdemeanors that he's filmed himself committing for attention on TikTok.
Good!
We've also covered here on this channel. What's ironic is the first video I posted on this guy, probably like 6 months ago, I opened that video saying, in quote, this TikToker is about to be thrown in prison for his content.
This TikTok prankster is about to get thrown in prison for his recent content.
And well, 6 months later, that might be the case soon. One of the new updates is some new charges, and one of them would be for 3rd-degree burglary at Bosa Donuts. So here we have Charles Smith, aka Wolfie Coletti. He had to spend Christmas in jail after the judge working on his case increased his bond by $10,000 for separate crimes. To that, Wolfie said in his interview with police that he performs these pranks, and he actually refers them as pranks, which is absolutely insane. And
that is not a fucking prank.
Like you said, that's terrorism.
No, getting your like dwarf friend who kind of looks like you to dress the same as you, then go into a public bathroom, make loud noises like you're having trouble, and then have him come out looking like, oh, I definitely had to unload, and just walk out like just to confuse the shit out of everybody. That's a public prank.
That's just retarded.
I mean, Jackass did that, and it's funny. Jackass did that with Preston and Wee Man, and it was funny as hell.
That just reminds me of a moment in iCarly where the character Gibby, his real life actor has a younger brother who plays his character's younger brother on the show. And basically, at one point in the show, he says, "Wait here, I gotta go hit the bathroom," while basically standing there dressed like his older brother. And Spencer, played by Jerry Trainer, comes downstairs and says, "Gibby, who is at the door?" Sees his younger brother who looks like a mini version of him. "And what did they do to you?"
Yeah, see, that's a prank. That's something similar, something along the similar lines. Sneaking up on your one of your younger relatives and giving them a wet willy or a wedgie, that's a prank.
It's a harmless prank.
Yes.
Arguably.
Yes.
I mean, I'd rather not someone lick their finger and put it in my ear, but that's not going to cause any lifelong damage.
No. It's not going to poison you. Spraying produce with bug spray should be classified as an act of terrorism, an act of chemical warfare.
What was that Schwarzenegger movie where he says, "no shit"?
Total Recall.
I think that applies here.
Yeah, Total Recall. Just no shit.
Yeah, I think that applies here.
Definitely.
That applies.
Which is why I always refer to them as pranks with the quotation marks, because I would never refer to them as pranks. But clearly, some people sadly do. But he said in an interview with the police that he does these pranks with people as to troll for social media. The dude is 27 years old, and he films himself harassing people in public, and he essentially goes, "We do a little trolling." Okay, buddy, have fun in jail. But what makes things worse for him is he says the increase in bond, that wouldn't be a problem because he earns between $6,000 and $10,000 a month with his content on TikTok. And I'm not gonna lie, that's an insane amount of money for the content that he's doing.
You wonder why our society is heading in the direction it is? This is why. Because we reward people who do this kind of crap.
Frickin' cloud goblins. Then again, I think cloud goblin could be used to describe any bad YouTuber now.
Pretty much.
Kind of like how sometimes when me and Lily get frustrated with the kids, we call them crotch goblins.
Hey, that's a good one.
But surprisingly, they're both well behaved. And I mean surprisingly because, well, they both have the same autism I do, and when I was their age, I was a frickin' nightmare, dude. You can literally ask anybody. You can ask my father, you can ask any of my siblings. I was a nightmare. But here's the thing, my son, he's very polite. I don't know if it's because of his trauma or if it's because of fear, but he's very polite. Like, one thing he inherited from me is that, so whenever I leave a social event, I go around giving everybody a fist bump. He basically does the same thing, except he goes around giving high fives, and it's okay, because it's cute.
When my nephew was like 3 or 4 years old, if one person gave him a fist bump, he wanted to go around the room and give everyone a fist bump. It just started a whole thing.
See? It's innocent.
Sometimes
he's a teenager by now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a junior in high school.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he's on the he's on the JV. He's a JV on the football team for his high school.
Good for him.
Yeah, he's also on the wrestling team. He's like,
I bet everybody's old now.
He's like 6'2". He's built like Thor. I've started calling him Thor.
And he's only like, what, 16?
He'll be 16 in February.
I'm not looking forward to when my kids are teenagers. And they're just going to be asking for money. But, yeah, your sister is a good mom.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't talked to her in a while, but from what I could tell, I've always thought she was a good mom.
Oh, she is a good mom.
I think everybody in your family I've interacted with are good people.
We try.
Now, how are you related to Seth?
Seth. Oh, my...
Because I remember at one point in time being friends with a Seth Bates on Facebook, and you were a mutual friend.
Oh, yeah, he's my cousin on my dad's side.
He seemed alright.
Yeah. I haven't talked to him in a while, so...
Yeah, I get that. But yeah. The main point is, I'm shook by the fact that despite both my kids having the same autism as me, they're well behaved. Except whenever Bella sees that I got a haircut and shave, and she just loses it. Because, see, when she was like 5 or 6 months old, her favorite thing to do was to pull on my hair when it was very long. And I would let her, because when she was pulling it, it didn't really hurt. It was not like a malicious pull, it was more like a playful pull. I don't know, just I couldn't say no to her because, well, if I did, she would start screaming.
Right.
But kids pulling on hair, it's literally inevitable. It's gonna happen one point or another. But she would do that while I would say be tickling her or blowing a raspberry on her belly button. But that's what dads do.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything weird, it's just what dads do. But every time I would get a haircut, she would point and start screaming. Like, and not just regular screaming. I'm talking. I don't know. There's this clip from Phineas and Ferb where Candace says, "Phineas, where's the other me?" Oh, she went that way, and the inhuman scream that came from her before chasing.
I'm just picturing the ending of Invasion of the Body Snatchers when Donald Sutherland comes out and does the point and scream.
That's an iconic movie scene right there. But yeah, that's my daughter. Every time I would get a haircut or shave, she just won't. Because when I got this recent haircut, I was on video call with them, and when Bella came over and saw that I got a haircut and was shaven, she started crying and just walked away. And it's like, okay. Did you catch what I said?
Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, she just starts crying, walks away, and it's like, okay, I guess I won't get it. Well, I kind of have to get it cut because if I don't, I look homeless.
Right.
But it's also crazy considering she's technically not biologically mine, but she acts so much like me.
Oh.
I don't know if it's an influence, like positive influence kind of thing, or if God said, "Here, she has your genes now."
I think it's probably an influence thing.
Because I've always did what I could to provide a loving, stable environment for her.
Yeah.
Because when I reconnected with Lily and she was pregnant with her, I originally wasn't going to get involved, but as soon as I felt her kick for the first time, I decided I wanted to be there. Unlike that dipshit ex of hers.
Mm.
Okay, Bottom line, I'm a good dad. Let's move on.
Yes.
If he's not lying, I mean, he really just started making a living off of being a burden to society. So I guess he's just become a crash out content creator who just disturbs people for a living and makes money off of either people donating to him or the ad revenue he gets on his videos. So I guess he just kind of joins Johnny Somali and the other bums of his niche. But back to his new burglary charges, despite the increased bond supposedly not being a problem for him, during one of his last visits to court, Coletti asked the judge if he could leave the jail to feed his dog, and he promised to return as soon as he made sure that he was fine and well. Well, that doesn't sound like a request from someone who claims the bail was like nothing. Why don't you just bail out, bud?
Do you have any questions for me?
I do. I have a pet at the house, and we live alone, and she hasn't been able to eat in like 6 days. I was wondering if I have any aspect of going home and
Right there underneath, right there, the second line on the news label. Self-proclaimed social media troll. That doesn't make you look cool, bud.
Like Atozy said, if you're making 6 to 10 grand a month, why didn't you just bail out?
Right.
You know why? Because here's what I'm thinking. He doesn't actually have a dog.
He was just trying to pull a fast one.
Yeah. It's like, no wonder the judge has probably heard this excuse 100 times, and it's just like, yeah, do you think I'm fucking stupid? That's not happening.
But these people who are proud to call themselves trolls, I'm sorry, being a troll doesn't make you look cool, it makes you look freaking retarded.
Yes, it does.
Also, did the bug spray he was using come from Walmart itself, or did he bring it in?
I think he if I recall the story correctly, he grabbed it off the shelf of like the pest control area, and then walked to produce with it, and also did not pay for it. So
that's one charge right there.
So you got a shoplifting charge on top of spraying that stuff on the food.
Is there a video of him doing the spraying?
I mean, he recorded it himself, so that's what Atozy was showing earlier in the video. He video recorded himself spraying bug spray on the stuff, and then put it on TikTok.
So in other words, he recorded his own evidence against them.
He self-snitched.
Oh God, what a retard.
That's why I said earlier, when did it become so popular to record yourself committing crimes and posting it on the internet? That's not a good way to get attention.
Yeah.
It'll get you attention, just not the kind you want.
It'll get you the attention of the law.
Yeah.
And the law will come down full force on you. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No.
Okay. Because I thought I heard something.
Before the next court date.
So you already have a bond in the other case, and so I can't control that bond.
Yeah, don't film yourself poisoning the produce section at Walmart if you have dependents? That is horrifying. There's actually beings out there that are living and rely on him to live. But of course, that request was denied. And it's just depressing, because like, if it was so important to him, and if he really cared that much about the dog, he should have thought twice before doing all this and recording all this and posting it on the internet. Hopefully, someone close to him saw that and went and saved the dog. But even though the court paperwork is sealed and we do not have access to the full content, there is actually one extra positive thing to the story, because the judge has already determined that even if Charles Smith or Wolfie manages to post bail and get out without further ado, he's still going to be prohibited from posting to social media. So that means for as long as this trial goes on...
That didn't stop Mizzy.
Like jumping from site to site, trying to find some sort of following.
Because Mizzy was put on a social media ban when he was having to go to court in the UK, but he kept going because these people are just addicted to to social media. They can't stop. They can't help themselves.
Yeah, they're addicted to controversy.
They're addicted to the views and the clout that they get off of these videos, and it's an actual disease. There needs to be a study on the mental disease of social media clout.
Well, let's not forget, he was basically most of it came from the fact he was literally raised on the internet.
Yeah.
Like what Charlie said, terminal clout disease.
Mm-hmm. TCS.
I can't remember if he said that about either Mizzy or Jack Doherty, or if he said that about a certain TikToker who faked cancer. It applies to both.
Yeah. I mean, either or.
I'm just gonna say it. Fucking retarded.
Even if he gets out of jail, he can't post content. And then to make things even worse for this guy, you know, he was just bragging about his $6,000 to $10,000 a month income. Well, that's been deleted. His TikTok account is now banned. His income was just Thanos snapped as soon as he could brag about it. And then if you look at his other accounts, like his Instagram and backup TikTok, all the posts there, it's just a bunch of people roasting him for his behavior, which is extremely deserved because, like, the dude walks around and harasses innocent random people that are just minding their own business. That's his whole shtick.
So you need help?
I'm good, thank you. I'm not so much.
Why are you just like dragging out on the ground?
Because I couldn't afford a cart. They said I need to give them something valuable, but I don't have anything valuable, so.
You're not that smart, are you?
I'm trying my best, bro.
Okay, just alright. How far you gotta go?
All the way down there, but I'll be fine.
Alright, yeah, gotcha. Hey, be real. That girl that's dragging that box down there, you think she's uneducated?
I have no idea about that. She's a strong, independent woman.
Okay, word. That girl's slow as fuck.
At least she didn't film herself committing a bunch of crimes. So the top comment is,
Why do I feel like that the interaction between him and the girl was staged?
Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
It probably was. I mean, with social media, 99% of the time, you have to wonder whether or not it actually is staged.
I mean, if you look at all the videos on this site with all the freaking clickbait titles, then yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why my videos don't get a lot of views and why sometimes yours don't either, because we don't use bullshit clickbait titles.
Yeah, whether it's the staged public prank shit or or being a public nuisance.
Sounds about right.
There was another genre of content I'm trying to identify, and it's just slipping away from me.
Yeah, that just reminds me of the thing I posted last night, where it's the guy singing, "I'm a retard. Can't tie my shoes, I rely on you to keep me alive." Sounds like most clout goblins. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you?
I don't think so, but, I mean, that sounds pretty appropriate.
Like, it's from a Lil Dicky parody, and basically it's like a guy getting a helmet put on, singing, "I'm a retard, I can't tie my shoes, and I rely on you to keep me alive."
Yeah.
Average Taylor Swift fan. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I have nothing
Taylor
against...
Swift was good. Taylor Swift was good until she changed music genres.
I have nothing against Taylor Swift. She's just not for me. I wasn't a fan of hers even when she was a country artist. When she popped off, I was more into Carrie Underwood.
Well, Carrie Underwood's definitely hotter. And I can say that because Lily would agree with me. Just saying.
Yeah, I've just never been a fan of Taylor. Even before she jumped genres, I just wasn't that big onto her when she first popped off.
Yeah, at least Carrie Underwood wasn't Karen like Miranda Lambert was at one of her concerts when she screamed at two people taking a selfie in the middle of her concert, and it's like, well, what the fuck do you think's gonna happen? Then again, this is the same chick who wrote a song about going find her ex who has nothing to do with her no more and shoot him, fill him up with lead.
Well,
like the song is literally called "Gunpowder and Lead," and it's like, well, if he's smacking you around, you probably did something to provoke him. Just saying.
I mean, at least all Carrie did was do a song about messing up her man's truck because he was cheating.
Well, that guy deserved it. If the guy is even real. Because some of those songs, you never know if they're based on a real guy or if it's just an idea that came to them.
Right.
Speaking of which, Taylor is engaged to that football guy. And it's like, good luck, buddy, you're going to need it.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 4 minutes left in this. Well, a little
Look
over
at you
3 minutes
sitting in
left.
jail. I'm sure that uneducated girl is now getting the last laugh at your slow ass.
I can't attend you here now as I'd like, but just try to stay out of my way. Just try. I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog, too.
Why does that sound like the love child of Lois Griffin and Yzma from Emperor's New Groove?
I can't tell if it's supposed to be actual audio from The Wizard of Oz or not.
Well, from my end, it sounded like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove, and Lois Griffin had a love child.
I think it's the Wicked Witch of the West from the original Wizard of Oz film.
Yeah, that movie's like 90 years old now.
I'm just gonna be honest. That's one of those those movies that everybody considers a classic, but then you watch it and you just can't rock with it. That's how I feel about The Wizard of Oz.
Fair enough.
Like, I get people love it, and that's fine, but it just doesn't work for me.
Everyone has their own thing, and that's okay. And it's okay to have a different interest as long as you're not hurting anybody.
Amen. For real, dude.
I love how nonchalant they actually were to his antics there. At least that was infinitely better than him dumping a bunch of ice into it like he did previously.
Oh my god.
First almighty.
What's tacos with that, girl? Hey!
I'm sorry, I would have started throwing hands right there. Because you know what happens when you put ice in a fryer?
Yeah, you start a fucking grease. Not only does the grease start spilling out, but you could potentially start a massive fucking grease fire.
This dude has a very smooth brain.
Like I said before, that should be another act of terrorism charge. And this moron put it on the internet for God and everybody to see.
And what do you think was going to happen? Like, what do you think was going to happen?
Right.
Congratulations. That was one of the stupidest things that I've ever seen anybody post on the internet before.
But, it should be a criminal to be this stupid.
The bar is high.
And people who are this stupid should take a test before they're allowed to reproduce.
Exactly. I have a clip.
And I just talked about. I'm sorry, what?
I should probably start telling you when I'm gonna play a clip.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna play one right now.
Do it. Do it. Congratulations. That was one of the stupidest things that I've ever seen anybody post on the internet before. God, that's perfect. Congratulations. The bar is high cause people post lots and lots of stupid things, but your stupid thing was somehow the leader of the pack.
I really
God,
don't
also
care.
perfect.
I really don't care for Noah Samson, but I love that bit.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that the first time I said perfect, it's because, well, Lily just sent me a meme, and I was looking at that real fast. And it's like, I wasn't trying to act like I saw the clip. Yeah, smooth brain. But yeah, that was perfect.
Not a single thought remains when he has one. It just rolls off and just drips out of his nose.
Also, at this angle, why does a Tozy look like me if I wasn't ugly?
I don't know.
If I was never autistic.
Just a happy little accident from me pausing the video.
Happy little accident. That's a very messed up way to talk about a planned pregnancy.
TikTok was deleted. We did see him make videos with this other guy who we've also covered on this channel a few times before. And this guy was also facing prison time for his TikTok content. I think if I remember correctly, he was facing actually 3 years. And this was for his abomination of what he calls TikTok content, like videos like this.
Think you might be spare change by any chance?
You want something for the Let me get you a $5 gift.
If you could, it'd be a blessing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. What's your name?
My name is Fun.
Fanya, I'm Trev. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you so much for giving me that food. I want to give you this rock. Now, if you didn't give me any money to get food, I would have with that rock. But I want to say life's about choices.
I don't know, Tozy censored it, and I don't... I can make a few safe assumptions of what he was saying, but I don't want to.
Yeah, let's not think about it. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
And you made a valuable choice, and the correct choice. You decided to spare money for that meal, and I decided... What are you talking about, bro? So super sweet. Serious? Bro, get your... You guys are really sweet, you know? I appreciate that. How dare you, bro? Thank you.
Yeah, seeing that video again did not make me like him more. I mean, these two TikTokers essentially going bar for the worst social media creator of the year. I guess we could say they're having a bit of a sociopath off, but he was let off with very little time. So maybe Wolfie or Charles Smith saw this as a green light to continue making his content. But that case was actually in California. And now, Wolfie is facing the judge in Arizona. So Arizona might handle this very differently, but who knows?
Yep, he's fucked.
Alright. So... Alright, I got a clip I'm gonna do here.
Okay.
See, as you can see, the more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
That one will never get old.
Arizona.
Arizona, they're merciless when it comes to this shit.
Why would you test the limits of FAFO in a red state?
I think we already answered that question. It's because he's retarded. Just like, what the fuck?
But other than that, Wolfie's last court appearance was around December 31st, and as this case unfolds, I'll probably keep covering it as we'll get to see what kind of penalties he actually gets. As of now, if you add all of his charges together, he's facing about 16 and a half years. Will he get that? Probably not, but also a lot more charges can be added. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll keep you guys updated on the laughably stupid events that happen on the internet, including this case. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. This Alpha Belly.
All right.
It's like that one part in the SpongeBob movie where the two gas station fish are like, they're dead.
All right, or that one from Family Guy. All right, they're dead. We're not going to see them anymore.
Stop! He's already dead.
All right, this is going to be the last one of the stream.
Yeah, because we both got it. It's getting late. We both got stuff we gotta do tomorrow.
Yeah. Alpha male TikToker faces 20 years in prison. I have no idea who the hell this guy is, but I do love watching fake alpha males ruin their own lives. After watching Andrew Tate continue to melt down and cry about the case against him in Romania that's still ongoing. It's watching fake alpha males completely crash out is just one of my favorite genres of online content. It just makes my heart smile. I love seeing fakes and phonies get absolutely decimated.
I like to use the word brutalized.
Well, that works too.
Same thing.
That's why they're called synonyms.
That's just. That's like saying jerk is different than ass. That's like saying being a jerk is different than being an ass, and it's like, no, it doesn't. They're synonyms. That was a Big Bang Theory quote.
Hey, fair enough.
Basically.
You probably know more Big Bang quotes than I do, because I've never really gotten into Big Bang.
I quote it on the daily, and I think it makes Lily mad.
Eh.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
This Alpha Belly influencer just destroyed his life as he's now facing decades in prison, all while being a guru and essentially telling people how to live life.
Guys, I'm 21 years old. I own a hedge fund. I own 3 businesses. I have to manage my 1% chat. I have to manage all this stuff, and I still don't get stressed. You guys have one little bad thing happen, or someone said something to you on the internet, and you have a bad day. Your problems are not that big of a deal.
What?
I can't stand guys like these. I cannot stand these types of people.
Me neither.
Your problems are not that big of a... No, you know what? Dude? You know what I want from all these alpha male life coaches, these life gurus? I want to see what's in their refrigerator. I want to know what their home phone... If they can tell me without having to ask somebody else, if they can tell me off the top of their head what their home phone number is. I want to know what their mailman's name is. When was the last time they parallel parked a fucking car? I want to know about the life they lead rather than the life the real life they lead, not just the one they lead on Instagram for likes and views and clicks. I want to know about the real life they lead off of Instagram and TikTok instead of the life they want me to think I should be leading.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Well, his are, as he's now facing 20 years in prison for wire fraud, conspiracy, and stalking. So, this is Gavin Mayo, and he's made a fortune off...
And stalking!
Wait, what?
Forget about the wire fraud. I want to hear about this stalking charge.
of NFT projects. Okay, so this is Gavin Mayo, and he's made a fortune off of NFT projects because about in 2021, he launched a bunch of questionable NFT projects that had some pretty fat promises, promising some fat gains. And this attracted some degenerate investors, and here we go. They're left with not too much, and he's worth multiple millions of dollars. Sadly, that's kind of a common theme in that industry. But obviously, this guy must be a solid and credible and honest businessman, right? Well,
2 local men are charged with defrauding investors out of more than $22 million in cryptocurrency. Prosecutors say 23-year-old Gabriel Hay of Beverly Hills and 23-year-old Gavin Mayo of Thousand Oaks engaged in rug pulls. That's when the creator of an NFT or other digital asset solicits people to invest in the project only to abruptly drop the project and keep the money.
Oh, lordy.
So it was a rug pull. Like most crypto, like most cryptocurrency gigs and most NFT gigs, it's a rug pull. It's a big fat fraud.
Yeah.
All of these guys really want to be Jordan Belfort, but they forget that Jordan Belfort got caught.
But it's like, bitch, you ain't Dexter. You're not gonna avoid getting caught by any means.
Yeah.
If Dex, like, it's literally impossible to get away with a crime these days.
Unless you're in Congress.
Damn it, you're right.
The defendants also face a stalking charge for allegedly harassing and intimidating a project manager who exposed them.
apparently there's just a massive disconnect in how he told the world he makes money and how he actually makes his money, which is also extremely common with these guys. But Gavin Mayo rose to fame off of launching a bunch of NFT projects back in 2021, which now the authorities are calling scams. And obviously his success was also short-lived because he was arrested on December 19th for wire fraud, conspiracy, and stalking. But the dude is only 23 years old. So, what did he do to gain $22 million? Because no matter how you look at $22 million, that is a metric ton of money. So my question, like everyone else, is who in their right mind is sending this guy their hard-earned cash? Well, apparently he started on TikTok, just like so many other grifters. And he has been found throughout the platform giving advice on crypto and how to live your life as a successful businessman.
Sit like this for 2 minutes. That is
What they never tell you, what these guys never tell you, is that they earn a living by selling you a bullshit course or selling you their fucking NFTs that they're constantly hawking on their TikToks.
I've heard a lot of stories where they spend a lot of money on an NFT and it becomes basically valueless the next day.
Exactly, because everybody's buying it. If everybody's buying it, the value goes down.
That's just how it is, man.
But it's gonna go down because everybody's rushing to get it because they don't want to end up with a severe terminal case of FOMO, which FOMO is fucking retarded anyway.
What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Oh, been there. But not on something stupid like that.
Yeah, I do not suffer from FOMO.
The closest thing to FOMO I've suffered was when I was grounded, and when I was a kid and I was grounded, and there was a big event going on in the Toontown game.
Oof.
Like, you remember the Toontown game where you create your own character and you go around fighting these robots called cogs?
I know of it, I never played it.
Well, I mean, at least you know what I'm talking about, but there used to be a lot of events, like, I literally, when I was a kid, I used to dress like a cog, like when the suit and tie, when they wear the suits. I was obsessed with business suits for a long time because of those things. Like I wanted my own business suit, but never got it. So I improvised with the clothes I had in my closet, and for a tie, I didn't even have an actual tie. I just stuck a sock in my shirt while wearing a white shirt. 17 years later, not much has changed 17 years later. Like, I'm still a kid in a grown man's body.
Yeah.
But at least, well, you got a lot of people who act like children who are my age, but the way I am is just, I'm still obsessed with things that I've been obsessed with since I was a kid, like Godzilla, Resident Evil, Star Wars, whatever. And there's nothing wrong with that. It could be worse. I could be buying drugs, which I'm not.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to spend your money on collectible toys than it is to buy drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let's move on. Yeah.
Actually proven to increase testosterone. If you're smoking a cigar and you feel like a G, like a mafia boss, you got it in your hand like this, there's nothing better than smoking a cigar in a Lambo, let me tell you. When I'm sitting back, smoking in my Lambo, driving, everyone's looking at me, I think, yeah, that increases my testosterone because I feel like a beast.
Hell yeah. This is what I want to invest money with. I mean, the dude is even using the same background music as all these Andrew Tate videos. But before he was an alpha male influencer and alleged scam artist, Gavin Mayo was actually a UNC swimmer, and he was actually set to graduate in 2024. But he dropped out because he had different plans, like making $22 million in JPEGs. Trade offer. Here's this squiggly JPEG, and in return, you give me $22 million.
I have a clip in mind for that.
Oh boy.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
That's all I could think of was the dodgeball bold strategy, Cotton.
What a fair trade, man. And I get he allegedly rug pulled a lot of these projects, but anyone who bought a JPEG of a squiggle for tens of thousands of dollars, they kind of had it coming. Buys this JPEG squiggle in the middle of the NFT mania. 3 years later, it's worthless. I remember seeing people buy that junk just a few years back, and I concluded that we are officially in the funny money era. Send it all to zero, and it pretty much did get sent to zero because most of these, especially his projects, are worthless. So when that bubble popped, essentially Gavin's empire started to crumble. Prior to his arrest, he was living in Los Angeles with a TikToker that goes by The Stock Bunny and fellow arrested partner Gabriel Hay. So you have the story of a small town swimmer to an alleged LA scammer and a dude who LARPs as an alpha male. So I'm sure he probably has some really good life advice for us.
I only drink fruit juice. I eat cucumber. Let's say I'm thirsty. I go in the...
Why does this guy look like a Wishbrain Logan Paul?
He looks like the killer boyfriend in Scream 5.
I swear to... Dude, this guy legit looks like the Dollar General Clover Valley version of Logan Paul. It's just, he looks so much like him. It's, ugh.
I can kind of see it, but I think he looks more like the what was the name of the older sister in Scream 5? Tara?
Yeah. You're saying he looks like Jack Quaid?
Like a way off-brand version of Jack Quaid.
I mean, maybe if you squint your eyes and tilt your head 2.678 inches to the right.
That's oddly specific.
Maybe, possibly.
Oh, well.
The fridge, get some watermelon, eat some cucumbers. That's hydration. There's water molecules in those foods. If you're cooking a steak, what comes off of it? Steam. What is that water molecule? So I just eat raw meat. I eat raw chicken, raw tuna, raw steak. That's where I get my hydration from. I get my hydration from the...
No, you don't, because if you eat raw meat, you get food poisoning.
Or worms.
That's a great way to kill yourself.
Well, actually, I think you'd only get worms if you go to a foreign country and eat undercooked meat.
Yeah, I mean, that's very much a possibility.
I remember 11, 12 years ago when I was definitely afraid of getting worms because the dog we were dog sitting got worms while we were dog sitting it.
Ugh.
Well, here's the thing. Worms take months to develop, and let's just say they decided to make their presence known a week into Dog City. It's like, I didn't. That was one of. I almost developed an eating disorder because of that.
Oh.
Anorexic. But I got all that weight back, so.
Oh.
Those
That's
fruits.
certified bra moment right there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Fruit juice. Water just dilutes the vitamins in
I
the
was
body.
also
No, you never hear
washing
anybody.
my hands to the point. I was washing my hands to the point they were cracking and bleeding.
Oh, God.
Like, washing your hands too much is not a good thing for you.
No, it really is not.
But it took 2 years, but I got out of that.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, because I was tired of my hands randomly bleeding.
Yeah, you don't need your kids growing up to be as feverish germaphobes.
My son eats dirt. What's your point? He's a kid. He's a kid. That's gonna happen.
Exposed.
And he's gonna see this video when he gets older and probably gonna hate me, but oh well.
He'll probably find this VOD when he gets older and be like, Dad, why'd you tell them so much information about me?
Do you not see all the other parents on YouTube doing the same to their kids?
Oh, God. Where their entire platform is, look at my kid. Look at my kid. Look at what a happy family we are. And then you're actually just fucking crazy.
AKA 8 passengers and daddy of 5.
Oh, God.
But those two channels got terminated. Well, 8 passengers didn't get banned. The mother literally deleted the channel herself to cover her ass. But it didn't work, and now she's in prison.
Well, yeah, because the internet's forever.
There's literally archived channels on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah.
There's literally no way to escape it.
Yeah. Just because you delete it doesn't mean it's gone.
The internet is forever. It's literally a giant cloud.
Exactly. Alright.
Yeah, let's move on.
Nobody say this, but try just drinking fruit juice and vegetables and fruits for a week, and you'll feel like Superman.
We're really telling people to eat raw chicken now. Yeah. Okay, bud. Dude couldn't even leave it at the alleged crypto scamming. He also had to make people sick as well. What a great guy, man. So we know he got his money from NFTs, but where exactly did his money come from? Well, between 2021 and 2024, he launched multiple NFT projects such as Squiggles, Vault of Gems, Faceless, and a few others. In 2021, Gavin fully entered the NFT market conveniently right when everything started blowing up.
You could be
Of
homeless,
course.
you could be anybody. If you had 10,000 pixels and you launched a project, you made instantly 7 figures.
Bro, I don't think you guys understand how easy it was to make money at the end of 2021. Like, you could have been buying NFTs, flipping them. You could have been selling NFTs. You could have been selling services, marketing, making TikToks. Like, you literally could have been doing anything.
Yeah, man, you could have been doing anything. And he chose to rug pull over and over again, allegedly.
You could have been doing something productive or building yourself towards something actually worth a shit. But instead you wanted easy money.
Literally, there's no way to get easy money unless you're a scam artist.
Yeah. And even then, that wealth,
That's a gray area.
that method by which you attain your easy money, it has a shelf life.
I mean, look at Jack Doherty and look at the Hawk Tuah girl. They tried to scam and it backfired horrendously.
And look at Andrew Tate. The man built his entire success off of scamming people. And
Yeah, that Lawyers University was bullshit.
yeah, not to mention, even before Hustlers University, he amassed his wealth by catfishing people out of their hard-earned money.
Well, I'm just glad he finally got some karma.
Yeah, his trial is still ongoing, although he's also facing new charges in the UK, which he's going to be extradited for to face there once the Romanian court system is done with him.
It never ends.
Though he and his brother are looking at life in prison in Romania, so...
they're basically younger Weinsteins. Like by that I mean like they're two brothers, but they're known for being huge douchebags.
Yeah. Except the Weinsteins at least produced films that were made by talented people.
Right.
There's nothing that the Tates have produced apart from an entire generation of loneliness. They found a way to grift off of the male loneliness epidemic, and they've only helped exacerbate it.
And look where it got him.
And that's why I don't respect them or anybody who caps for them.
I don't respect the Tates either. They're just... And I've seen some people say, oh, people only hate them because the media tells you to. No, we hate them because they're douchebags.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, no. Those who hate the... No, it's like that whole... You hate Andrew Tate because he says misogynistic things. You and I hate Andrew Tate because he's a grifter, a groomer, and a sex trafficker. We are not the same.
There's literally nothing to excuse those kinds of things. Nothing.
No.
Wonder if Andrew Tate's ever been to a Diddy party.
The man is Diddy.
He's basically white Diddy.
No, he's not Diddy. He's Diddy Light.
Diddy Light.
Because Diddy actually had people murdered. Tate has never, to my knowledge, Tate has never had people murdered. So he's partially got... So he's like Diddy in some ways, but he's got none of... He will never come close to matching Diddy's success.
Never. But Diddy's success is basically in the shitter right now.
He's quasi-Diddy. He's semi-Diddy. He's the margarine of Diddy. He's the Diet Coke of Diddy. Just 1 calorie. Not quite Diddy enough.
That just reminds me, because back in '98, he did a song on the 1998 Godzilla soundtrack with Jimmy Page. That I used to really like that song. I used to think it was catchy, and I used to think I liked it for the beat. But it's that song does not bode well in mind right now. Especially if you look into Jimmy Page's history and find out that he is also a worthless sex pest. Because when he was in his mid to late 20s, he was in a relationship with an underage girl.
Most of those rock guys from the 70s and the 80s have done something extremely sketchy and extremely questionable.
I mean, look at Steven Tyler. When he was in his late 20s, he was in a relationship with a teen girl and even got her pregnant and forced her to get an abortion. And it's like, no wonder his daughter freaking hates him. Hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you.
It's like, if I found out my parent did that, I'd hate them too.
Oh, agreed.
Doesn't matter. People say, oh, it was just the time period. It's like, doesn't matter what time period it is. It doesn't make it okay.
No. Wrong is wrong. No matter the decade.
I also think back to in one of the live action Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. There was at one point, one of them mentioned a Diddy party at one point in time, and I don't even want to know what happened at that party with the Chipmunks. Because there's literally a meme going around where it just shows a bathroom door, and you hear a chipmunk going, "Diddy, no!" Like, Alvin? Where's Alvin? In the bathroom getting fucked in the ass by Diddy.
Oh.
Literally, I saw that on the Spotlight page on Snapchat, and it's like, what is wrong with you people?
I don't even want to think about the logistics of how that would work. I just want to move on with the video.
Yeah. That's just... What's the word? Foobar? Yeah, foobar. Let's move on.
Foobar. Big time.
And one of the more brazen ones was this project by the name of Vault of Gems, which claimed to be the first NFT project backed by jewelry, even showcasing a marketplace. Apparently, if he'd been telling the truth, these, I guess, tokens would have been backed by real jewelry. So this was promised to be the first NFT project backed by a hard asset, and he raised over $1 million for that and then said deuces. So right after the money landed, he bounced. And went onto a podcast and said, yeah, the marketplace never materialized. Right. Okay, what are you going to do about it, bud?
All of that money, it doesn't just disappear. It goes into the economy, and there's so much money out there, and most of the people that now have that money are rich people that were smart, but everyone was making money. Your mom was making money, the homeless guy down the street was making money, you saw your Uber driver was talking to you about crypto and NFTs. So there was so much money around, and people could afford to get scammed for $500 on some stupid art piece.
And turns out he was also wrong here.
People could afford to get scammed. Now I just figured out the entire mindset behind his business. People could afford to get scammed. So why not scam them?
I hate this fucking generation.
Oh.
I hate this generation. I hate it.
Sometimes I truly believe the internet is a mistake.
There was that one Nobel Prize guy who said that by 2005 or so, the internet wouldn't have as much of an impact on society as the fax machine did, and it's like, well, where's that guy now?
Yeah. If anything, nowadays it has too much of an impact on society.
I feel like if social media never existed and everybody just had each other's numbers, the world would be a better place.
Yeah. We say as if we don't use it every day.
And I'm pretty sure YouTube counts as a social network at this point.
I'm pretty sure it does, too.
Because, well... what can I say? It's a hobby.
Yeah. I mean, my two mains are YouTube and Twitter. I was using Instagram for a while, and I still link to it in the description boxes for all my videos, but I never use it.
I mean, you post. I think I remember you posted some pretty funny shit on TikTok.
I did, but I've since started reposting it to YouTube as YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts, Instagram and Facebook Reels, as well as the Spotlight page on Snapchat are just trying to copy off TikTok.
Yeah, and if that TikTok ban does go in place, at least all my meme videos will end up going exclusively to YouTube as YouTube Shorts. The rare occasions that I actually do make them, because I don't make them often.
It's like when Facebook and Instagram started getting stories, and that was when they started copying off Snapchat. I think it's safe to say that every social network is copied off of another social network one way or another.
Well, Facebook used to be a novel idea, and now it's like it's so dated. It's like nobody ever, like hardly anybody below the age of 30 uses it anymore.
And it's been around for like 20 years. Well, online forums go back to at least the early mid-90s.
Yeah.
But I remember, I think when Facebook started out, it was originally supposed to just be for like college students to keep in touch, but now it's for everybody. I know people who have had the same Facebook account since like 2006, 2007.
I remember in 2013 my dad being on Facebook and him saying the only people still using MySpace are child predators.
He said that.
He legitimately said that.
You see, every time I hear something like that, I get saddened I never got to meet him.
Oh, you'd like him, because he's... I got my sense of humor from him, but he was... He could be way worse.
Yeah, I feel like me and him definitely would have gotten along, for sure.
Well, because he had the life experience to warrant some of the really off-the-wall shit that he would say. Because he was in the Navy for 8 years, and then he spent over 23 years as a corrections officer.
Like out of prison?
Yeah, between the Illinois Department of Corrections and the Florida Department of Corrections.
So was he always going back and forth?
No, he was in Illinois. No, he lived in... Well, Illinois being his home state, he worked the Illinois Department of Corrections for a while, and then... when I was going between the 7th and the 8th grade, he moved down to Florida.
Yeah. I can't imagine being in that situation where your parent moves far away.
Yeah, he still tried to be a part of my and my sister's lives.
Well, that's about that. Well, and that's what makes him a good dad. He was trying.
Yeah, he wasn't a perfect dad. He was far from a perfect dad, but he did try.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah. Well, before I start getting depressed thinking about it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Because the money just did disappear. It was gone. In the projects he was a part of, the money just vanished. Where could the money be? Where is it, Gavin? I don't know. The investors want to know, and apparently, so does the government. Because then you have another project of his by the name of Faceless. It raised $420,000, promising movies, comics, and get this, charity donations. None of that came to fruition. Yet again. Because apparently what Gavin did was hype up a project, promise a amazing roadmap with all of these goodies, and then once the money came in, see ya. And meanwhile, while he's doing all this grifting, he's running around on podcasts claiming that he's a self-made billionaire? Like, how is this a real person? And did he not expect that people would maybe start to question, hey, where is this guy getting all the money he's claiming to have? But things get crazier as, you know, when the targets are starting to get zoomed in on them. Gavin and his business partner, Gabriel, they start pointing the finger at other people for running the projects that they ran. So essentially, they were snitching on other people to avoid charges for themselves. And I mean, just going through his media content, it seems like the only people he wasn't screwing over were scammers.
If you tell me I got scammed, I will send you another like $200 or $300. And they're so confused by it. They're like, what do you mean? I did not scam, sir. And I'm like, okay, tell me, did you scam me? Yes or no? Not send you money. And they're like, fine, I scammed you. Let's see if you hold your word. I ended up sending them like $200, $300. And they were so confused. And they were just like, okay, let me get it done. Now I feel bad.
Yeah, let's just give scammers some extra money after they scammed you.
What?
What the actual fuck?
I have a clip to summarize this perfectly. I'm going to play it.
Please do.
Are you retarded?
That's the same energy I had when I first joined Facebook and I saw someone post something where apparently they found some drill bits on the ground, took them home and found out and said they did some research and said they were rounds for an assault rifle. And it's like, are you fucking retarded? Like, surely you've seen something like that too. Like I said, found drobits on the ground, took them home, and thought they were bullets for an assault rifle.
Hey,
What?
I might have seen that post a while back. Wow, that's
just... Some people shouldn't be allowed access to the internet or even be allowed to be by themselves.
Oh, I scammed you. Oh, this person scammed me. Let me send them more money. Or I'm accusing this person of scamming me. Let me send them more money.
I showed you that YouTuber named Xenoshot, right?
I think so.
He kind of sounds like Charlie.
A little bit.
But he apparently there was this woman who sent thousands or even thousands of dollars to this guy thinking about leaving her husband for him. But then they wound up broke, and it's like her husband was just heartbroken.
I would be too.
If I was in issues, I'd straight divorce her, because well, I think it's abundantly clear that woman does not love you.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm not even making jokes about it, but that woman, I'm sorry, buddy, but if she's gonna do that, just get out while you can. Get out while you freaking can.
Sorry guys, my cat found a Walmart bag on the floor and decided it was playtime.
How old is your cat?
About 7, 8 years old.
It's a good thing I like cats.
Which it wouldn't be an issue. It wouldn't be an issue except my mic. My mic is touchier than a Diddy pool party.
That's awful. I remember when he used to make the joke, touchier than a Vatican summer camp.
Yeah.
But knowing what I know now about those kinds of things, it's just, I literally cringe when I hear those jokes now.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when it comes to Diddy, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I feel bad for Justin, though.
So do I. I hope he's doing much better.
He better be. I feel bad for all those years of talking shit about him, thinking he was a douchebag without realizing that's what he went through.
Yeah.
But nowadays, if someone in that industry is acting like that, probably for a reason like that, sadly.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish up.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? I guess he just likes his own kind. And a report released in 2023 revealed that actually 23 million individuals now hold NFT investments that have become completely worthless due to scams like this. And there was actually an unnamed project manager who tried to expose Gavin for this behavior. But this is where the stalking allegations come in. Because when this person tried to expose Gavin apparently started dumping where he lives, a bunch of personal information, and even contacting this guy's parents.
You doxed him?
You're not Sniper Wolf, don't do that.
You
Doxing's illegal.
Exposed.
Like I said, you gotta send that to me.
Exposed.
I'm officially a Chris Bates clone.
You are exposed. You are exposed, sir. I'm gonna expose you. Expose you. Oh my God, expose you. Exposed.
I was about to say. I think we get the picture, buddy.
Yes.
But did you hear what I said when I said I'm officially at this point a Chris Bates clone?
I guess so.
But not in the bad way. Like, we respect each other. Like, unlike most clones, we're actually friends. Like, we respect each other's content. It's just that sometimes you help me get my content off the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not like I straight up steal your video ideas. I just happen to use some of the same media clips that you do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have no problem loaning them out to you because I find them... Some of them I find from watching other YouTubers who use those memes.
And it's funnier when you insert random clips of like that.
Yeah.
I just think back to when you did your Welcome to Raccoon City review, and you put a potato over that guy's head, and you just went straight. You are made of stupid.
Yes.
Next time if I ever get around to doing that post review, like review years later, if I ever get around to doing that for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, I might screen record that. Because, it's accurate.
Agreed.
Because you remember, it got taken down, but do you remember when I did the Looney Tunes? Shut up.
Yeah.
How I felt about people pointlessly whining about Welcome to Raccoon City. One guy commented, "Fuck you, it was a shitty movie." And it's like, I hope you felt like a big man after saying "fuck you" to a stranger on the internet.
Right.
And I just deleted his comment and blocked him. So I don't want that negativity.
Right.
I'm sorry, but deleting comments and blocking negativity does not make you a pussy.
Well, I don't delete comments unless they're spam comments with shady links, and I don't block people.
I remember one time some guy from the UK or so, I think a guy from the UK commented on one of your Welcome to Raccoon City videos.
Yeah, he did, and he was psyched to see it, and I never heard back from him about it. I hope he ended up enjoying it.
Sometimes that happens. You run into a really cool stranger, you never hear from him again. But
Yeah.
That's just life.
Yeah.
Alright, let's move on.
Yeah.
So let's just count the charges here. We got wire fraud, check. We have conspiracy, check. We have stalking, big check. So you would think maybe he would spend all this time, I don't know, managing all these scams to make sure he doesn't get caught. No. Instead, he's spending his time going on to podcasts trying to convince the world that he's actually a billionaire.
I'm the youngest billionaire in the world right now. I can explain this in a way that might sound crazy. I'm a billionaire. Let's think about it. Does a billionaire have a liquid $1 billion in his bank account?
No.
Okay, so is he actually a billionaire? No. Like, liquid billionaire, no, I'm not a liquid billionaire yet. Probably will be mathematically soon. But I'm a billionaire because, number one, let's just say I can...
He asked you a simple question.
No.
What'd you say, Casey?
Not to stop it again, but what the fuck does liquid billionaire mean?
Pretty sure he's just pulling stuff out of his sphincter.
Like most villains at the end of superhero movies, they pull a new power out of their ass.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to be, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't either.
I won't be surprised in the slightest.
I'm pretty sure he's just making it up. It's a yes or no question. Are you a billionaire? No.
As most YouTubers do.
That's it. That's all you have to fucking say. Are you a billionaire? No. Are you a billionaire? Yes. It's a yes or no question.
Some people shouldn't be allowed access to the internet.
Month, that's like 12 mil a year. You do like a money calculator since it's like a hedge fund.
That's not close to $1 billion though.
In the hundreds of millions. And then other businesses. I'm a Web3 wealth manager now. Like I own a hedge fund and manage money for people. If I went in the chat today and was like, I have this huge opportunity, everyone give me $500,000 that can afford. Probably could raise about $50 to $100 million right there. So
that's not $1 billion. That doesn't mean that you're a billionaire.
is above $1 billion, and hopefully $1 trillion soon.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully a trillionaire soon. Right. It's not like doing the calculation of that would be very difficult. It's just like, your assets, subtract your debt. Congratulations, there you have your net worth. Not all these like, oh, but I control these things and I can get people to invest here and here and here. Okay, no, you don't own that. Dude just essentially spent 48 seconds there proving to the world that he is not a billionaire. The only thing he has is a PhD in yapology. But while he was doing all this
and a BS in BS.
Sounds about right.
Yapping on various podcasts, he ran the projects by the name of Sinful Souls, Cloutcoin, Dirty Dogs, Moon Portal, Squiggles, and Roostcoin. And overall, he pocketed $22 million alongside of his co-founder and arrest buddy, Gabriel Hay. He then ended up funneling this money into various stablecoins and Chainlink. But obviously, there was a decent ending to the story as he was recently arrested in California in December. But I read the indictment and this is essentially what it says. First, they supported the NFT project. Then they would use their lies to gain buyers and investors for these projects. Then they would make these fake plans and share them with the investors. They had plans they never intended seeing through from the jump. Then they would actually hire people to complete different tasks for these fake projects. So these people would create assets and manage chat groups that they had just set up for these projects. But again, from the start, nothing was going to come from this project ever. They're just buying time.
So basically, these guys are new age snake oil salesmen.
Like I said, the last pause sounds about right.
Promising you the moon and selling you a big ol' heaping hunk of horse shit.
Hunk of horse shit? Yeah, that's most influencers, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm running on
After the
at this point.
investors signed on, they would ghost them, and Gavin and Gabriel, the two Gs, would split the money between them. Sometimes they would use fake names or point to other people to make it seem like they had no involvement in these projects, let alone the fact that they were the owners. And of course, they harassed people who exposed them. So all around, I mean, they just sound like some great guys. So as of right now, this case stands as the largest NFT fraud ever prosecuted, and that's coming straight from the Department of Justice. Gavin is currently facing a maximum penalty of up to 20 years for each count of conspiracy and wire fraud, as well as a maximum of 5 years for the stalking charges. This case is currently still pending, but it's now been set with a specific judge, so it's really going to be interesting to see what actually comes from this. Will the government actually go hard on these guys, or will they let them off easy? That will really set the tone for future prosecutions, because, let's be real, this guy is far from the only dude that's been doing this stuff. But either way, YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. And hey, if you're new here, feel free to drop a subscribe. So sorry for the extremely poor setup currently. We're literally rocking off my phone and camera. I'm currently visiting Norway, and I'll be back home soon. But Norway shuts down their entire government on the 1st of January, which I'm filming this video. So I couldn't go buy some additional equipment that I managed to forget back in the States. So I'll have that fixed for the next video. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Hey, cool. Alright, so... yeah, I know.
We're gonna save for next time.
Do what?
We should save the Jack Doherty video for next time.
Oh, we are gonna do it next on the next one. In summation, everybody involved in that in Gavin Mayo's little rug pull scheme can go fuck themselves.
I was gonna say go straight to hell, but that works too.
That too.
Like, all the way down to hell. No, like, no stops along the way. Just straight to hell.
Straight to hell!
Basically whatever it was that God said in Family Guy.
Yeah, exactly.
like that's where people who purify their Mewtwo's in Pokemon Go to.
Oh.
Like, you're not supposed to purify it.
Oh. So yeah,
Team Rocket blasting off again.
So yeah, like he said, so that last Atozi video, that third Atozi video, that's going to be our our last video for this stream because I have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get myself showered and get ready for work. Be at work at 7 o'clock. So we are going to be back in a couple of weeks. We're going to be sitting on the rest of the videos in my Watch Later tab. To everybody who came out to watch, thank you very much for watching.
Bless ya.
And we will catch you later. Hopefully we'll be a lot more organized and less rambly on the next one, but we'll just see.
Yeah,
That's why this show is called Weaponized Autism, folks.
Or, like, can you tell we're autistic?
Pretty much. So we'll see you in 2 weeks from today.
Yep. See y'all.